Hello, 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 quiz. How are we all doing? Happy Sunday to you all and welcome to Barca Live. It's match day 12 in LaLiga and Barca are at Balaidos, a complicated stadium in past seasons. But today, Pablo Wolves, we hope we can get the 3 points because we have a chance of cutting down that distance with Real Madrid at the top of the table.
Yeah, great to be here again, Robert. This is, well, it feels like a really, really big day, this actually. All of a sudden in La Liga. We sort of knew we were under pressure anyway to have to win games with the situation we find ourselves in after losing in the Clásico a few weeks back. But hey, what's happened earlier, I'm sure all the fans will know. You can see it on your screens. Rayo 0, Madrid 0. That means we can go 3 points behind Madrid heading into the international break with a victory tonight. This is a very difficult place to come, of course, Balaidos. We don't have the most brilliant of histories there in certainly recent times, but hey, this feels like a really golden opportunity is the way I describe it tonight for Hansi Flick's team.
It does indeed. And as you can see, the players are on the pitch. Therefore, we have a starting 11. And our man at Balaidos today is Marc Brau. Marc can give us Barca's lineup. All yours, Marc.
Hello guys, how are you? Hi Robert, hi Pablo. What an evening we have here in Balaidos. One of the most difficult stadiums for FC Barcelona in the last years, but today we have a good chance to try to get less points between us and Real Madrid after the draw that the Xabi Alonso team got against Rayo Vallecano in Vallecas just a few hours ago. We have the lineup with two changes between the last two games against Elche and against Bruges for face today Celta Vigo. Eric Garcia will play, but Pau Cubarsí is back to the lineup and also Robert Lewandowski. Let's go with Barca's lineup for tonight's game against Celta. Barca will play with Wojtek Szczesny at the goal with 4 players at the back, with Eric playing as a right back with Alejandro Balde as a left back, with Pau Cubarsí and Ronald Araujo as a centre backs, with Marc Casado and Frankie de Jong as midfielders, with Fermin as an attacking midfielder, with Lamine Yamal at the right, with Marcus Rashford at the left, and as we said, is Robert Lewandowski back to the lineup as a striker. Remember that today we received good news in the morning that Andreas Christensen is also available for Hansi Flick's team. He will start the game on the bench. So the Shark also Ferran will be on the bench tonight. But important changes in the lineup, important game to get 3 important points away here in La Liga before the international break.
Well, there you go. That's our lineup for tonight. You can rate it from 1 to 10. 1 is the lowest score, 10 is the highest. Of course, you know the drill. Give us your thoughts on this starting 11 that Hansi Flick has picked for this game at the Balaidos Stadium, with Robert Lewandowski starting in the number 9 position. And yesterday, Koundé didn't complete the entire training session. Therefore, Eric Garcia starts at a right back wearing a mask because of the nasal fracture he sustained in the midweek game in Bruges. But Pablo, yes, Barca need to keep attacking the way they attacked the other day and try and solve the issues when they lose possession.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I mean, today Hansi Flick has got more choice in terms of the front three. He's been very limited with that. It's sort of had to be Lamine, Ferran and Rashford every single week. He's now got last season's top scorer back fit and fully available, and he goes for him here in hope of getting a vital 3 points before the break. Lewandowski starts for the first time since his injury, isn't it? So big chance that for Lewandowski to hopefully get back amongst the goals. And then really looking at the midfield 3, which feels pretty set for now with the injuries we've got in there too. And at the back, again, Koundé maybe having a few troubles. So Eric does get the nod. We wonder whether he would be ready to play or not. As you said, he's going to be wearing the mask. He goes back at right back, where of course he played a lot at the end of last season, and of course the start of this one too. He's features more as a centre-back since. So Araujo and Cubarsí, the centre-back partnership. Look, I think with the troubles we've got with injuries or whatnot, I think it's about as strong as Flick can go for at the back. And up front, hey, he chooses to go for the man who he knows can get him goals. And ultimately, in a tough stadium, we're going to need those tonight.
Right, well, a few comments from the live chat. It's Mozart says it's a 10 out of 10, the lineup. Alia says, hi, Robert and Pablo. Hi, Alia.
Hello.
Mac Lumbis says, oh my God, the lineup is flaming hot. I like it. Who else have we got here commenting? Adis Compani says, Visca al Barça. And Siobhan Bishop says, Rashford masterclass incoming.
We hope so.
I've also got a comment from Lance09 now. It says, Eric Batman Garcia.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if Eric scores today, we're going to call him that.
We'll definitely do that. Eric is one of the options in the question that I am posing to you, Pablo Walls, and to our audience, which is who will be the key player today. Eric Garcia, of course, playing in that right-back position, which we saw him in at the beginning of the season, playing excellently. Today, of course, with the mask handicap. Fermin as the attacking midfielder. He's assisted in the last 2 games, twice in each. Robert Lewandowski starting. Can he score in a stadium in which he knows what it is to score?
Yeah, I mean, as ever, this is tricky. I do think Eric Garcia's got a game that's almost more important for him than it usually would be. He goes back to right back, of course, and Celta have got very quick, pacey attackers, not just starting, but off the bench too. We'll show you their lineup very shortly, and that's going to mean that Eric is going to have a lot to deal with in terms of players coming down his side, and then also in terms of linking up in attack with you-know-who, Lamine Yamal. So he's got an absolutely vital role today. Firmino's always a man I'm looking forward to get goals for Barca. I really mean that, because he's often the one we look to in these sorts of away games too. But my key player today is going to be Robert Lewandowski. I do think it's a game that could be very fine margins for Barca. I think it's one of those games that I hope we look at come the end of the season and go, that was a vital 3 points to get, no matter how. It's going to be really tricky, I think, out there at times tonight. And I think ultimately, if we take our chances well, then we're going to have more chance of winning this game. So I'm looking at the poll to really add a bit of the class and touch up front for Barca and help us get all 3 points here.
I am in full agreement with you, Pablo. Robert Lewandowski is my pick today. We need to see him getting back into the flow of things, back into 100% rhythm, to be the goal scorer he was last season. He said the other day, I don't think I'll be able to make the totals of last season, given health, given the absences he's had already, but I'd like to get the minutes to goals ratio into similar numbers. So Robert Lewandowski is my pick today. Let's see if before the international break he can get going. Matt Brau spoke to Hansi Flick before the warm-up started. Let's listen to what Hansi had to say.
As always before Barca game, we are with our coach, with Hansi Flick. Hi, Hansi, how are you?
I'm good, okay.
How do you see the team? Only a few minutes to start the game.
Yeah, we are ready. So I think the most important thing today is that we are playing as a team together for each other. So this is the important thing. We had a lot of we got a lot of space Bruges last match. So this is what we want to make much better. So position, everyone is included in the defending, but also in the offense. So it's always about that. It's all about positioning in the offense and the defense.
In the lineup, 2 changes between today and the last 2 games. I want to ask you about Lewandowski. How important is to have him back also in the lineup?
Yeah, but also Ferran is doing good. He scored goals, but today we think about, because also Levi did in the training, he played on a good level, so it show the importance of him, and so today we start with him because he loves to score goals, and this is for us very important.
The last one, what do you expect about Celta today?
It's a good team. They have 5 victories in a row, so they have the confidence, and they play at home. Always not easy to play, but at the end we want to win. We want to win 3 points, and this is our goal today.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
The words of our coach talking about Celta and the mentality of FC Barcelona to win the 3 points today here in Balaidos.
Those were the words of Hansi Flick. There you can see Eric Garcia wearing that protective mask today, that Batman mask.
Eric Batman Garcia.
Yes, Hansi Flick, of course, very complimentary of Celta de Vigo. He knows how harmful they were to Barca last season in those last 2 encounters. We'll talk about Celta in a second, but of course I do want to remind our fans that if they haven't yet, they can become premium members of our YouTube channel with all those perks and advantages. If you're not a premium member, why not, guys? I mean, you get to ask every now and again the questions to the players. It's not just us, the journalists. You get to do it in live shows like we did with Szczesny and Marcus Rashford, in the Champions League previews like we've done with, remind me, Pablo, Christensen, Pedri, Fermin and Lewandowski. There you go. You get to do that. You send in the questions and the players answer them. So that's an amazing perk. Also, of course, you get exclusive only videos, members only live chats, you get members only shorts, you get to ask us questions during this live today, which we will answer. You get members only live streams, such as, there was a Juvenil A game today that they was available for them. So there's a lot of content. There's a lot of content for you guys. So if you have not become a premium member yet, why not? Dude, just go ahead and do it.
Lots to like. And I'm starting to feel them build a family there too. There's more and more coming in, and it's good to see. It's good to see. They're there. They're in the chat. You know, they're supporting the team and on. They're interacting with us, as you said. They're getting involved with live streams too. I'm feeling a bit of a family there, so I'm liking it.
You've got exclusive emojis for you members as well, which there were more added to the list last weekend. I can see that the fans are using them already. To all of you who have joined today as premium members, welcome. I'll give you a shout out later on. That's also one of the perks. You get shout outs on the show. Right, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Celta Vigo because they started out La Liga, I wouldn't even say with ups and downs. I mean, quite a few downs. Have revived a little bit lately, have had 2 consecutive wins. It's always a tough ground, and today they play with Yunus Rado in goal, a defensive line of 3 or 5. Manu Fernandez Starfelt and Marcos Alonso, the former Barca player, at the back. Minguez as the right wing back. Carreira as the left wing back. Ilaix Moriba, another former Barca player, in midfield with Hugo Sotelo. Ferran Jutgla, another former Barca player, out at the front with Borja Iglesias and Pablo Duran. Pablo, this was a side that gave us a lot of trouble last season, and they are coming off of 2 consecutive wins in La Liga.
Yeah, this is going to be a real test, I think, for any Barca fan who is maybe thinking otherwise. It certainly is. I mean, Celta in Europe, so maybe that was always going to hurt their league form a little bit. They have started to bounce back a little bit in recent weeks. I mean, they've got an unbelievable amount of draws, 1-1 draws as well, and the league has been one of the funniest stories of the season, maybe, in terms of weird stats, you know.
Is it 7-1 all draws and then 2-2-1 wins? Which could have been 1-1.
I think you're right, yeah. Unbelievable. So they've had a really strange season in that regard. You look at all those 1-1 draws, you're thinking, could it have gone one way or could it have gone the other? So they'll be, of course, going to try and turn some of those draws into wins. They've done that, as you said, Robert, in recent games. 5 in a row they've got in all competitions. They're 8 unbeaten too in all competitions. As I mentioned, they started well in the Europa League, and they're in that this season. They've got talented players, ex-Barca players who we know well, like Minguez, Alonso, Ferran Jutgla. Players on the bench who've got pace, like Brian Zaragoza, who seems to always and only turn up against us. Iago Aspas is there too, who loves the goal against Barca. They've got big players here. Borja Iglesias, who we know is a striker in La Liga for a lot of years now. This is a talented team who I think are going to cause problems tonight.
Indeed. And I correct myself. It's 7-1 all draws, 1-2-1 win and 1-2-1 defeat. Both of them with the second goal coming late. So it could be 9-1 all draws for this team. Of course, a dangerous one, and it looks like it's sort of foggy / drizzly in Vigo. Right. Okay. So let us get set up, and there's always an entertainment part of this pre-game, which is Guess the Player. Ooh. You will recall that there was an open doors training session on Friday. By the way, did you enjoy it? Were you watching? Were you one of the many viewers of that open doors training session at Spotify Camp Nou? I thought it was very successful. It was an operational test. I think test passed. Big tick. Right, okay. So we've got photographs of that open doors training session, and Guess the Player revolves around those photographs. So here we go. First one on screen right now. Who is that secret player, live chat? And Pablo.
Guess the Player is really starting to catch me out here. You know, I used to back myself with this. I would often look at it from my commentary booth upstairs. It is tipping down, by the way, just in
it is
Balaidos, by the way, right now. My God, that might have an effect on play. There were definitely a lot of YouTube premium members who are usually here with the lives, who were in the chat for the Spotify Camp Nou Open training session. I saw them, so thank you again for all of you for tuning in. This is tricky, Robert. I am struggling, and I'm thinking Lamine Yamal.
You're thinking Lamine Yamal. Okay.
Just because of the hair, or Lamine or Kubarsi, but I'm going to stick with Lamine.
Okay. Lance 09 says Fermin. It's Moza says Gavi, who was at the stadium but did not train.
Yeah.
Now Lanzo Niner is double thinking things, and he says, "Oh wait, it might be Frankie." Bruna says it's Fermin. Luis says it's Fermin.
Okay.
Bruna says I'm confused. Minecraft says draw. Alia says Fermin maybe. Pilita Malaguita says draw question marks. So it's a little bit all over the place.
This
it's
is
all
a tough
over
one.
the
It's a
place.
tough one.
Yeah. No. There's no unanimous answer. And the
Okay.
correct answer, Pablo, your final one was?
I said Lamine.
You said Lamine. Pablito.
No, yeah, sorry.
It was Fermin. So congrats to Luis. Half a congrats to Alia, who said Fermin maybe. Lanzo Niner with his initial thoughts.
Yeah, a few of you got it, eh? A few of you got it. And fair
Okay.
play. Ooh.
Second one. This one's a tough one, I think.
These are so tough. Ouch.
Shape of the head, maybe?
Shape of the head immediately made me think Lewandowski. Andreas Christensen I was thinking too. My God, man. I mean, these are... Let me think. A Cazador, has he got that sort of head shape?
In the meantime, look at that pre-game huddle. It's making me already get
Yeah.
into game mode.
Yeah, and we need a big chat here and a big booster for this one. Have to be focused tonight.
Who are you going with, Pablo?
Lewandowski.
You're going with Lewandowski. It's Mozart says Olmo. Bruna says Cazador. Minecraft says Olmo. Bruna says Olmo. Luis says Olmo. Lanzo Niner says Olmo. Alia says Olmo.
Great.
This time it's more unanimous, and they are correct, and you are
Yeah.
wrong.
It keeps happening, though. It keeps happening, and that is, you literally gave me the clue to the head shape, and it's spot on. When the second they say Olmo, I say fair play, and you can tell they're experts at the game.
Yeah. No. They're long-time viewers of this
Yeah.
of this show. Right, final one. Signing autographs and taking selfies with the fans was this player, and many more, and many more.
These are so tricky. I just try and go off first instinct. My first instinct, I think, again, was Lewandowski.
Okay. Your first instinct was Lewandowski. Let's see what our live chat says, while Lamine Yamal and Fermin are taking their final shots here at goal from the edge of the box. Let's hope for a good Lamine performance. How brilliant was he against Bruges, eh?
In the pouring rain. Could have an effect on the goalkeeper too, of course.
Okay, so Alia says, give me Araujo in the air. Minecraft says, Pedri. Pilita Malaguita says, Lewandowski. It's Mozart says, Levy, it looks like. Bruna says, Lewandowski. McLumby says, Lewandowski. Alia says, Lewandowski now.
No way.
I have to say that you are all wrong. All of you. Disappointed, guys. I'm disappointed in you.
I said Castle on the last one, right, and not on this one. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Look at him. He's ready for us.
Oh
Let's
my
get the
God.
lineup back on the screen. Let's get Mark Brau's thoughts on the lineup. Mark, how are you? You're getting wet.
Well, a little wet, yeah, but this is Galicia, so you know what happens when we are coming here at Vigo. It started to rain 3 hours before the game, and for the moment I'm just looking up to the sky and everything is water, but for the moment it's not heavy rain. So let's hope that this rain is also will be good news for Barça. I think the lineup is correct, maybe it's the expected one, because maybe Lewandowski and Dani Olmo could have chances before the game to be in the lineup back, because they played some minutes in the second half against Bruges and against Elche, so I think it's fair also for one of those two players to get back to the lineup. Also, as you said, a lot of minutes for Marcus Rashford, Lamine Yamal and Ferran as a striker, so it's good also to have Lewandowski back. Remember that yesterday you commented that before that Jules Koundé couldn't end the training session, so it was expected Eric to play as a right back. And today I think that the most important thing, as Hansi Flick said always, is to be back as our identity. Remember that Celta also played very well. You talk about the amount of draws that Celta get in LaLiga. 5 consecutive draws here at the same score, 1-1, but they're an attacking good team. So today it's time to get back to our identity. So guys, I have to say I'm very optimistic for tonight's game. Instead, I've been here 9 times, and for the moment I only seen Barça winning 1. So
Mark, that is by no means a good stat. Just to boost your ego a little bit, Alia says, Mark is back, not in the VAR room today. Mac Lumbi says, Mark bravissimo.
Yeah, well, and for the moment, as you can see, the party is about to start here in Balaidos. So I want to thank also Barca Live fans who are saying hello to me. I'm not in the VAR room. I have to say that in Bruges it was fine to have me back in the VAR room, but I prefer to be on the pitch. So yeah, guys, the game is about to start. I think I have to say goodbye because I have to go to the other side just to show the images of Hansi Flick on the bench. But as you can know, a big party is about to start here in Balaidos, and because it's a big day also for Celta, who have won 5 consecutive games, 5 games on a row, winning for the Galician team, and also it's a very big game also for Claudio Giraldo's team. Remember, as you said, that Real Madrid got a draw 0-0 against Rayo Vallecano, so big chance today to go to the international break, only 3 points behind Real Madrid on the standings. So guys, I have to say goodbye for the moment, but let's gonna talk each other in the comments in a few minutes.
Very quickly, Mark, guess the score.
Well, I think that we will suffer, but I think that we will win 2-3. Celta and Barca score a lot of goals, so today I think it will be a good game for the fans, but let's gonna win 2-3 today.
Right, well,
bye.
Thank you very much, Mark. Let's get that, the score graphic on the screen then, because Mark is going 3-2. I'm hoping for the clean sheet that we are due at some point.
Every week you're trying it.
Yep. I keep trying. I'm hoping it's going to be a calm game, this one for Barca. Of course, I mean, it's more or less where we were in the 80th minute last year, 2-0. Then everything unraveled.
Before hell broke loose.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm hoping for that 2-0. Guys, on the live chat, send us your predictions. What do you think the final score will be? Pablo, you're going with a tight one.
Yeah, I also went tight. I agree with Mark. I think we are going to suffer tonight. I think it's going to be a really difficult game. I think Celta are going to be right up for this, looking for, I believe, what would be their first home win of the season, Robert, in LaLiga. So
yes,
they're a side who, with all those unbelievable draws, as Mark said, still haven't won here, incredibly. So, look, I think this is going to be really tricky. I've gone for a 2-1 win. I think it could be that sort of game. We've not gone, any of us, for too extravagant with our score predictions, and I think that's correct. I think for tonight, I do think it's going to be a tough one.
Alia says 2-0. Robert, the same. Bruna says 2-3. I see. I'm also going 2-3. No way we keep a clean sheet. Come on, Bruna. Let's be optimistic. Come on. Mac Lumbis says 4-2 to Barca. Luis says 3-1. Alia says, I always say clean sheet. Yeah, there are your predictions. Keep them coming, live chat. Keep them coming. Right, you've got the lineup on the bottom scroller with Szczesny in goal, Eric, Araujo, Cubarsí, and Balde. Cazador and Frankie in midfield. The attacking midfielders will be Lamine on the right, Rashford on the left, and Fermin in the middle. And our striker today will be Robert Lewandowski. We've got 7 minutes and a half to go. There's a lot of stuff we want to do, but as always, we've prepared a quiz for you guys. Mara Brau's prepared it today, but he had to go to his position. So let's speed through this. Pablo?
Oh.
Which Barca legend scored his last goal in Vigo? Was it 1 Ronaldo, 2 Ronaldinho, or 3 Rivaldo?
0 out of 3 on Guess the Score. And let's see on the quiz, because this isn't looking good for me either, you know. Wow, so his final goal for the club, right?
Yep, final goal for the club.
Was scored here. Okay, who was it? I mean, it quite literally could be any of them for me, and I wouldn't be sure. So I'm going to have to just try and launch a guess, and I'm going to go for number 3, Rivaldo.
Is he right? Is he not? Pablo, for the first time,
hey!
Green light, bingo! The famous gol del cojo, gol del cox, Rivaldo, because he was limping that day because he was half injured, and he netted a header.
Okay.
And when he was celebrating running back, he was limping. So the famous gol del cox. Rivaldo was the legend who scored his last goal for Barca in Vigo.
Complete guess, by the way.
Let's see if this one is a guess. How many times have Barca won in Vigo in the last 10 years?
Wow.
Is it 2 times, 3 times, 5 times? It's not great in either of the 3 options.
Wow, that is tricky. We beat them. Lewandowski scored twice, 97th minute penalty or something, I remember, that he retook 2 years ago under Xavi. We beat them 3-0, I remember, in the pouring rain with Koeman. Those are 2 I'm remembering. And then I'm going back before that, and I'm struggling to dig out wins. I'm really struggling to dig out wins. Which is making me think that... making me think the answer could be 2, you know. I was going to go 3, Robert, but... And I could be stupid of me. But I'm trying to remember here. I'm going back to 15-16 season, right?
Yeah. Final answer 2?
Yeah, I can't remember another one. Yeah, wow.
No.
Well, maybe that well.
Sorry. But
Well, for the record. But
buttons are next to each other. Right, final one. How did Barca score the last winning goal in Vigo? Or, yes, how and who? How and who? Was it a Rafinha free kick? Was it a Lewandowski penalty? Or a Lamine Yamal slalom?
I just said it, didn't I? I just said, obviously, we had the 2-2 draw here last season. That was dramatic. The year before was even more dramatic, really, with that Lewandowski retake a penalty, which did eventually go in and had that famous sort of Xavi pan to camera too at the end after it too. So it's a Levy penalty.
Well, Pablo, you go 3 out of 3.
Redeem myself on the quiz.
3 out of 3. Redemption for Pablo Wolves. 0 for 3 on guess the score, but 3 for 3 on the score. Let's get that lineup back onto the screen, and let's get the fixtures underneath. We're all set up. Szczesny in goal, Eric, Araujo, Cubarsí and Balde at the back, Casado and Frankie de Jong in midfield, Fermin, Lamine Yamal and Rashford as the attacking midfielders, and Lewandowski up front. Right, well, the players are heading towards the pitch. 4 minutes remaining, and guys, there's something that it's not that I want to do because this is terrible, but yeah, I'd like to say the following words, which is that this week we sadly and tragically lost a colleague and friend here at Barca Studios. This was devastating news that left us all in shock, and on behalf of the whole team, I'd like to send out all the love and support to his closest friends and family today. This one is for him. Jordi, t'estimem, t'estimarem sempre, et recordarem sempre. Avui va per tu. Okay.
It's a day for hats.
It's a day for hats, exactly. Right, okay. Matchday 12 in La Liga. Celta Barça, important game. Real Madrid slipped up earlier on this afternoon. Rayo Vallecano managed to pull off the draw, so we have a chance with a win here to go 3 points behind of Real Madrid. And Pablo will go into game commentary mode.
Yes, we will. Players out on the pitch at Balaidos. It's matchday 12 in La Liga. It's Celta versus Barça. As Barça know, if they win tonight, they can go 3 points behind Real Madrid and blow the title race wide open. Madrid have slipped up at Vallecas, and what's going to be a roaring stadium here in Galicia. Barça know they've got to be in for a real tough test tonight under what we believe is going to be pouring rain inside the stadium. There is Claudio Giraldez having a wonderful spell at Celta Vigo. He embraces with Hansi Flick before this game. Both managers need the points. Barça know, Robert, this is really, it feels like a massive week in La Liga.
It does indeed, and it's only match day 12, but heading into the international break, having the opportunity to get back into depend on ourselves mode feels very big. In a stadium in which we slipped up last year, we slipped up late, so full focus for the entire 90 minutes on a pitch that's going to be complicated to play on. It's been pouring down with rain during the entire warm-up, but that guy on our screens, Lamine Yamal, played in Champions League mode, in MVP mode in midweek, and we're going to need that to happen again tonight.
Right, we absolutely are. Is it the Lamine Yamal show once more? Here's a Celta lineup. We expect a back three. Rado, Marcos Alonso, Starfelt, and Manu Fernandez across it. We expect Mingueza and Carrera to provide the support on the wing-back spots. Moriba and Sotelo in midfield. There's no Aspas or Brian Zaragoza, so Pablo Duran gets the nod. He's up front alongside Borja Iglesias and also former Barça player Ferran Jutgla. Lots of former Barça players in the Celta lineup, and it is an interesting team too.
It is an interesting team that started out La Liga with no wins in 9 games, 2 consecutive ones for them, 5 in a row counting all competitions. So they're on a roll, they're gaining confidence, and Claudio Giraldez has found something in this team. Can we break that streak tonight with notable absences still, but with a return, an important return into the lineup?
That's absolutely right. So here is the Barça team. They do make 2 changes from the team that drew at Bruges. Not much for Flick to play with, but Eric Garcia does start despite his broken nose. He's next to Araujo, Cubarsí and Balde at the back. Midfield 3 stays the same. De Jong, Casado and Fermin. And as you said, Robert, big news in attack because Lamine Yamal and Marcus Rashford are going to be alongside Robert Lewandowski up front. So Barça going pretty much strong, I'd say. They bring Lewandowski back in, which is, of course, the big news. And indeed, they have to reshuffle a bit at the back due to Koundé not being able to finish yesterday's training session.
And Eric Garcia moves into that position, of course, wearing a protective mask after the nasal fracture he suffered against Club Bruges. And as the players huddle into the midfield, there's going to be a minute of silence at the stadium of Balaidos.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We will, of course, respect this minute silence. It's for Colin Addison, who is ex-manager of Celta. Beautifully observed there in the pouring rain. Looks as though it is going to have some effect on conditions tonight, Robert, doesn't it? Because it is absolutely hammering it down here.
It is indeed. It will probably affect the speed of the ball rolling. Barca will have to be sharp in passing. We'll see how much it affects the rhythm of play, how much it affects the speed of the ball moving along the turf. But Barca need to be fully focused and try and address the issues of... there's a change in the lineup.
Yeah.
And we did see, Pablo, during the warm-up, that Fermin was receiving treatment, so Dani Olmo seems to have been introduced in the place of Fermin.
I'm just seeing, we had a message here saying it's Olmo for Casado.
Oh, Olmo for Casado. Okay,
Yeah.
right, okay. So, right, well...
That is some attacking midfield three for Barca, is what I'd say, isn't it?
It is indeed, right.
So needs must, and more bad news, I suppose, in terms of that means that Casado's had to put up with an injury. So, Barca do get us underway, and as you can see down there, Fermin and Olmo, they start. So De Jong, in terms of holding midfielders, pretty much on his own in there. You wonder, or you imagine Fermin will drop in. He actually played in that role against Bruges in the second half last time out.
Well, bear with me, Pablo, because I'm going to change that on our graphic now. But important news. Dani Olmo starting in the place of Marc Casado.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see how Barca do down the I'm just having an immediate glance down. Looks as though maybe De Jong will sit deepest, of course, and then, Fermin will almost play up alongside Olmo. This is a decent start from Barca here with a bit of room nearly for Olmo to run into. Barca know what a massive chance this is for them today. Them in their Blaugrana strip. You can't imagine there would have been much more motivation needed for the Catalans coming into this one from Hansi Flick, as Celta for the first time of the evening tried to get him behind. It's not quite going to come through. Iglesias tried to control there. And after that swept ball up from Pablo Duran. We maybe expected Brian Zaragoza to start, or even Iago Aspas. Claudio Giraldez hasn't gone for either of those two options. They're both on the bench. We know Brian Zaragoza usually turns up against Barca, but Pablo Duran, who scored in this fixture last season, gets the nod alongside Jugla and Borja Iglesias. Still a strong front three, I'd say.
Careful here with Valde almost giving the ball away. We've got Marc Brau pitch side. Marc, there's been a substitution in the lineup. Do you have any updates on what has happened there?
Hi again, guys. No, for the moment, I'm just surprised, the same as you, because nobody know it, and just the communication media of the club just sent us a message just at the same time that the players came into the pitch, that Marc Casado is out and Dani Olmo is in. Maybe in the next minutes we will know exactly what happened with Marc Casado, but of course it has to be some in relation with an injury. I saw him ending the warm-up, and I think that everything was better with him, but everything was surprise. Just the substitution was known at the same time that the players come into the pitch. So let's go to win the 3 important points with a lot of rain now in Balaidos.
Here comes Marcus Rashford. That looked like a free kick to me. It was indeed. Dangerous position this for Barca. Rashford, for the first time of the evening, taking on his man, and it was Mingueza, in fact, who'd fouled him. bit late there in the challenge, and yeah, definite free kick and a pretty good position this for Barça, I'd say, early on to get a good delivery into the box.
If this was later on in the game, there probably would have been a yellow card for Oscar Mingueza, a clear foul as Marcus Rashford was getting away. I like that he went with the one-on-one. Mark, very quickly, very briefly, we've got a poll on our live chat. Who will be the first scorer of the game? Lamine Yamal, Fermin, Rashford or Lewandowski?
I'll go with Lewandowski, number 9.
Lewandowski says, Mark, well, let's see who gets their head on the end of this one. Rashford, in the end, I think goes for goal. It's going to fall here to De Jong. I think he thought about that little dink ball over the top. Now Lamine. Maybe just a gap opens up here for Barça away from Starfelt. It falls to Lewandowski.
Oh, that was it,
who
wasn't
gets
it?
his first strike away of the evening. It was comfortable in the end, though, for Radu in goal. But hey, that's what I want to see from Lewandowski.
Pablo, that makes me feel confident in my Lewandowski vote as well. I voted Lewandowski.
You're Lewandowski? What are my options, sorry, that you've got?
Careful.
Right, we'll get more on that in a minute because here comes Pablo Duran. Celta in behind for the first time in the evening. It's Duran. It's off the line from Balde. And just when it looked as though Celta were going to take the lead, Duran, deft little dink over Szczesny. The offside flag was up anyway. Wouldn't have counted.
It did feel like it, although Barca did very well to run back, get back. Yeah, it's clear. I think
he's off.
I think he is off on the halfway line. He was the only player to have fully crossed that halfway line. Alejandro Balde did extremely well, though, to get back and clear that one. Clear opportunity for Celta regardless. Pablo, the options were for first scorer, Lamine Yamal, Fermin, Rashford or Lewandowski.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going Lewandowski too as well. Come on. All three of us have gone Levy, so now we just got to hope that he does the business. Come on, Levy.
Well, the fans are going with Lamine Yamal. 63% of the votes for Lamine Yamal at the moment, as the poll is still open. The fans trusting that Lamine Yamal can continue where he left off on Wednesday.
They always back Lamine. You got to love it, eh? That's unconditional love. They always go for Lamine. And to be fair, what we saw from Lamine on Wednesday night, I think, was probably his best half in a Barca shirt this season. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I really do. And he took the game to Bruges when, in Barca's hour of need, really a little bit, with Bruges getting him behind consistently. I think you briefly mentioned earlier the need for Barca today to be better in defence, keep the attack going up, as we were doing against Bruges, and getting behind, but improve defensively. I think it's got to be a key. We saw it immediately there, Celta getting behind, but the line this time was held well. This is Lamine putting out his dancing tricks. It's headed away, though, by Celta defence, and that's going to fall here to Marcos Alonso with Starfelt playing in a back three. I wonder how that all... It's fair for Barca today, coming up against it, almost man-to-man across the front line.
You mentioned, Pablo, what the game plan should be. I want to ask, after that game against Bruges, what will the key of the game be tonight? So to be careful with that space in behind defence. We just saw Barca play the high line well, as we're just seeing right now. Marc Cazador talking to a member of the technical staff on the bench, sitting on the bench. Marc Cazador, who's been replaced in the lineup by Dani Olmo. We assume physical issue. We'll get updates, and we'll let you know as soon as possible what has happened there. What will the key of the game be? To be careful with that space in behind defence, to stick to our style, like Hansi said after the game, or to focus the full 90 minutes. This one obviously referencing what happened last year at Balaidos, which was 80 good minutes and then all chaos unravelled in the final 10 minutes of that game, and we dropped 2 points. Mine is stick to our style. I mean, yeah. I'm with Hansi. I'm 100% with Hansi. Stick to our style. Last year, he said that first goal the other day, last year was an offside. This year is not an offside. It's a thing of focus, concentration, all being aligned, all being in sync. But we played with those spaces in behind. It's just that we defended them a little bit better. We need to get back to that. I say stick to our style.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think sticking to our style is going to be imperative tonight, because immediately we're seeing here Barca are attacking Celta, they're coming at them and they're getting chances, and actually they're putting the home team on the back foot. Exactly what we wanted, exactly what we asked for tonight. We've got to see more of that as the game goes on. I think the focus is crucial. I mean, you look at last year's game, Robert, and we had this one in the bag, really. I think it was Castelló, wasn't it, who got sent off, and bang, it changed in the fraction of a minute, really. We must stay focused the full 90 minutes. I think this is going to be a game highly contested until the end, and, well, just watch out here a minute, Robert, because Eddie Garcia was asking for a handball, and I think...
Is it going to be reviewed?
Alvaro Rojas is going to take a look at this. I didn't see anything, I must say. I'm not sure where the action was. Here it is. Oh, that's a penalty, I think. It's Marcos Alonso.
Marcos Alonso deflects the Fermin shot with his hand, which is like tight against his body, like this, but it's separated from his body. Mark, have you seen the action?
Hey.
He's looking at it.
Because I'm close to the action, but it was just at the other side. Yeah, he's looking at it, and you know that not always, but a lot of things happen when a referee goes to the screen. Most of the time, it gets the same decision that they're talking about.
I think the arm goes up a bit as well.
I'm far from the action, but what I have to say is, after the shoot, I have to say that Araujo was directly going to the referee to say that it's handball, and now it's confirmed, as you can listen to the whistles of the fans, that it's penalty for Barca. It will be the 4th of the season, and I think it's Robert Lewandowski who will take the penalty. It's
penalty for Barca. Penalty for Barca.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I was just thinking back to an action earlier on in the season.
Lewandowski will take the penalty.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Robert Lewandowski will take the penalty. Pablo, you were saying?
I was just thinking back to the Balde penalty that was given against us in a Levante, and I must say that well, once I saw the image from Alonso first time in lifetime, I saw nothing. On the replay, it was almost instant. Well, here we go then. It's Robert Lewandowski over the penalty for Barca. Lewandowski stutters, steps up and scores! He gets it through the keeper, and Lewandowski's back amongst the goals for the Blaugrana. Celta 0, Barca 1 in Balaidos.
There we go. Robert Lewandowski nicely finished. The keeper got a hand to it, but he went low to his right. Lewandowski with the goal gives Barca an early lead in this game. Unfortunate for Marcos Alonso, but I think his arm was separate enough from his body. It was going upward as well as it contacted the ball and deflected the shot from Fermin. So for me, fair penalty. Robert Lewandowski finds the net.
Well, this is the action again. I must say, it was always going to be given. I just wondered whether Rado was going to keep this out. I don't think it's Lewandowski's best penalty. That doesn't quite get it in the corner, but it's low and hard enough. And maybe the rain has had an effect on that. Rado not able to get a strong enough hand on it and snuck under the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper got a hand on it. Flick refusing to look.
Right, let's have a look at Hansi Flick's reaction to this goal. He didn't want to look. There you go. The bench reaction. Hansi Flick reacting. Barca with the 1-0 lead.
Well, exactly what the doctor ordered, Robert. The early start. I think we've been probing in the opening minutes. And watch out here because Rashford's
Here we go.
Could this be the perfect start? Oh, what a save. It's Lewandowski on the follow-up. And Celta survive. The referee's slipping. Everyone's slipping. It's chaos in there. But really, Barca should have had a 2-goal lead early on here. They really should have.
They really should have. Marcus Rashford with a golden opportunity. Careful
dear,
here.
And just down the other end, Celta surely are going to equalise themselves. It's all happening here. And yes, they have. Well, this is unbelievable. It really is. It's Carrera who's got through. From one end to the other, Barca missed their chance and Celta take theirs. It's Carrera, the wing-back, who gets in. It is quite literally unbelievable, but Barca broken down. The high line there, a slick 1-2, and the Catalans are punished.
End to end. Marcus Rashford with a chance to make it 2, denied by the keeper. Celta managed to get it from one side to the other at lightning speed, catch Barca's defence off guard, in space, and it's 1-1. And it's madness once again. There we go. We've got the replay. Marcus Rashford denied in the finish, and as the ball is played through, there's no offside because Alejandro Balde on the near side of our screens here is the player furthest behind, and Carrera does well to finish in front of Szczesny. There was a moment in which it seemed like he was going to slow down and allow Araujo and Cubarsí and Eric to get back and deflect that, but it's a nice finish from Carrera, and once again it's our opponent in space. that gets the job done.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you did ask, didn't you, for key of the game, and hey, maybe we should have gone for that, because here comes Celta again. The strike comes in, it's over the top of the crossbar. Well, I think that's the issue that we're having right now. Even when we're playing superior to the opponent, as we did in Bruges, for example, Robert, teams are finding it just too easy against us, and we're letting them in too many times, and you could see it again there. Celta were pinned in. I mean, hey, Rashford obviously should make it 2, and down the other end, it's a typical, isn't it? The cliche of football, where you miss your chance and the opponent take theirs. I thought the same. I thought maybe Carrera had taken it a step too wide, but he managed to get his shot away in the end, and decently placed finish into the corner past Szczesny. Players sliding in weren't able to do enough, and we've had a frantic start here to start this one. We really have.
Maribral, up and down game once again, a replica of what we saw on Wednesday. Barca playing well in attack, creating opportunities, but our opponent catching us in space.
And the same as we saw in Balaidos in the last times. Remember that in one game we won 3-0 at the halftime, and finally the score was 3-3. Last season we won 2-0, 10 minutes to go, and then they equalized the score. And yes, as you said, I think that the thing that puts Hansi Flick angered in other situations is that we were very close to put the 2-0 on the score. A lot of time in LaLiga that we couldn't put the 2 difference of goals away. Sainz Oviedo, the last time that we won away. And it's a pity because Rashford got an important chance. After that, Lewandowski falls down. They complain about a penalty, but I think there's nothing. And yes, it's a pity because Barca was very close. I want to comment that you asked me which player will score the first goal, and I said Lewandowski, and it was. But it's a pity because not only for the way that we received the goal again with the wide open play by Celta, it's because we were very close to put the 2-0 with Rashford thing. But I have to say that we don't have to put all the guilty of Rashford. I think that Radu make a good save.
No. It's more how the team reacted after that. It's how Celta managed to catch us in space, disorganized, when we've missed the opportunity. They only have to string together 4 or 5 passes to get the ball from one end to the other. And now the important thing is, how do Barca react after this? We saw a reaction after each goal the other day in Bruges, but here, Celta looking to catch us in space once again.
Iglesias and Szczesny, when he did look offside on that occasion. Yeah, I mean, again, it's a topic, isn't it? The space in behind that Barca are leaving. It's the way they play, of course, and Celta right now are having a decent go at it. They have been caught well offside on that occasion again. And yeah, I mean, obviously the most frustrating thing about the goal we conceded is that we felt as though maybe we had the 2-0 right in front of us. Hey, I mean, a positive is that it looks like this is going to be a game with chances, and I mean that for both teams. So that could be some exciting football. Again, it's Celta who are using the space to their advantage well so far with Ilaix Moriba. It's behind everyone almost. Kubarsi did well to react there and get it clear. And it's pretty chaotic right now, I must say, at the back. Celta are enjoying themselves. They're getting in behind quite easy on their left. Just lay it off and then ball in behind.
Now Frankie de Jong making a run forward. The pass with Rashford was there earlier. He was in. Frankie de Jong didn't quite see the passing lane. Careful there, Borja Iglesias.
Save you'd expect Szczesny to make there. He does make it. He plucks it out the sky, dishes the ball out to de Jong. So Barca to survive that long-range effort from Iglesias. We've almost had it all in the first 15 minutes here. Good chances at either end, and we find ourselves level. Again, no clean sheet for Barca with the frustrating thing. This is good from Balde. Nice little burst away in defence from him. Lays it off to Fermin. Does feel as if this is going to be a high-intensity clash, at least here. Fermin again.
Right, well, I want to encourage our fans to stay positive. Come on, guys. We can do it. It's an important game today. We need the 3 points. We need your full support. We need your love for Barca. Fill the live chat with blue and red hearts. Come on, guys. Do it. Like the kids do it. Yeah! The pass by Olmo for Lewandowski was there. We didn't quite read each other.
Get those hearts in the chat, Cordelis. Come on. Flick needs them. We need them today. And as we know, this could really be a vital day in Barca season 2. Nice from Kubarsi, laid off to Olmo. You can see that sort of attacking midfield through we've got today. I mean, I'm enjoying it early on. I think it's helping link up midfield and attack quite nicely. It's sort of what we've been looking for, I think, and it's nice.
seeing earlier there. Everyone will see how important Pedri and Rafinha will be for us, of course, after the international break. We hope that they come back. And there are those blue and red hearts. Come on, keep your support coming, Cullis.
Lamine, almost not seen Lamine so far tonight, unbelievably, have we?
Well, let's hope it's a slow burn start for him, and that he, as the minutes go by, he can get into the same mode he was in the other day.
Cubarsí now. Frankie de Jong just thought about dinking that ball on the back. Here's Lamine Yamal now. Lamine, oh, nice little cross. Lewandowski won that header. It's going to find Rashford. Look at Balde on the overlap. Oh, and they weren't quite on the same page there. Rashford went for the pass. Balde had actually checked his run already. And Celta do survive the latest Barça breakaway.
I think as it came off of Lewandowski's head, Rashford was actually offside there, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. But yeah, Barca slowly starting to get back into flow, into the rhythm of keeping possession, moving the ball around. The number of possession is high. Can we translate that into the early opportunities that we had? Celta playing it from end to end here.
Yeah, all the way up to Iglesias, who had a battle on there, did well to hold off the Barça defenders, and now Celta can restart themselves with Alonso and Mingueza, as it was in the graphic they show. Mingueza actually at left wing back and Carrera at right wing back often. I think Carrera's back to left now, so it's interesting that...
Yeah, Mingueza's clearly
he is
on the right here. Yeah, he fouled Rashford early as well.
He is on the right. That's a nice ball up by Mingueza, in fact, and well, watch out, because Celta are trying to break themselves in behind again. This is Iglesias, well defended by Balde.
Good work by Fermin as well. Celta looking aggressive in the pressure, and they will have been revitalized by the recent results. Mark, you were saying 5 wins in 5 games in all competitions from a side that started out the league very slow.
We have the same score that Balaidos saw in the last 5 La Liga games at home, 1-1. 5 consecutive draws at the same score in La Liga. Now it would be the 6th consecutive 1-1. So Rashford was very close to break this incredible thing that happened in Balaidos last games in La Liga. Of course, there's a lot of minutes to go. Important teams played here. For example, Atletico de Madrid and Villarreal. 1-1 was the score. We hope that Barca could not get it. And I want to comment some stats about Lewandowski. We talk a lot about the Polish player. He was out of the team for a few weeks, but he's now with Ferran Torres, the top scorer of La Liga for Barca with 5 goals. And for the moment, he has scored 5 goals also this season. And it's important to comment that Lewandowski failed the penalty against Sevilla. Of course, today it's not the best penalty of his career, but it's important also to Lewandowski to score as the same way as Pablo commented before that he got the winning goal 2 years ago.
Well, there are his stats so far in this game. The goal scorer Lewandowski. Careful, Rashford.
This is lovely from Rashford. Good driving run inside. He couldn't quite find Lewandowski with his left-footed pass. De Jong now to recycle possession for Barca. Yeah, Celta, one of Lewandowski's favourite teams to score against. Maybe not. There'll be a question about that in the half-time quiz for you all. Here's De Jong. Cubarsí. For Balde. Rashford's having a lot of the ball early on. He just needs to make something of it. The flag has stayed down there. Olmo now. Back to Araujo. Barça have certainly set their pattern, haven't they? They're the ones in possession again, as we would expect.
Very similar to Wednesday's game.
Yes, it is. And here comes Lamine. Hopefully similar to Wednesday's game in that regard. Lamine, did he use that a penalty? No. And to be fair, no appeals from Lamine. They just lost his footing there. I think under pressure, to be fair, from the defender.
Yeah, no, it was good pressure. Played until the very end. They're playing it a little bit to the limit, maybe. But when the player who goes down doesn't bring his arms up and complain, it's a clear sign of.
Here is Balde once more. It was better from Lamine there, wasn't it? Really took Carrera to the wire and nearly got the ball in for Barca. That's where we want him tonight. And of course, he's got Lewandowski to aim at in the middle, who's already on the score sheet. De Jong now. Garcia. Sort of flick around the back to Lamine Yamal. Here he is again inside of Marcos Alonso. Elias Moriba came across to put out the fire. And he goes up for a goal kick.
Goal kick. Right, well, I'm going to take the opportunity here to give a shout out to all of the new members from today's show. There are many of them, as we're seeing right now. The replay of that penalty, which was awarded to Barca. New members on Barca's YouTube channel. They always wear Escuta el Pit. Al meu tresor. Abel Cruz has joined as a premium member, same as Arnold Guillén, Luis Garcia, Gabriel Vasquez, Cayusa, Tiny 2909, Niley, Capsef 1155, Iron Zetino, Cole Washington, R.W. Lopez, Catchmania, Lolua Almuhanadi, Naldo, Alexis Vázquez, Michel Juan, Luigi Miranda, Benito Marquez, Gamers Latraj, who ascended to premium, Rommel by the Sea, Christian Mejia, Edgar, Iris Martinez 7946, Carla Escobar, Berluz 6, Vladimir Lopez 7075, who also ascended from basic to premium, Evelyn Rivera, Carlitos Diaz, Jalen Montoya, Wilfredo Beta, Milton 5295, Club's Choice CR, Nesada, Bertha Amaya, this is a long list, Pablo, Merle Arevalo, Rachel Menjivar, Catherine Rodriguez, Eliza Navarrete, Milton Flamenco, Angelito Flow, Chris M, Kevin Diaz, Ofelia Argueta, Moisés Elías López, Amaterasu, Jacob IDK, Oscar Sánchez, Carl Slava, Soy Carlos Bonilla, it's never ending this, William Molina, Humberto Sarabia, Fabi 2510, Marlon Fernandez, and Francisco Avendaño.
Hey.
Round of applause for all of you. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for becoming premium members. You wear La Escuta al Pit.
I'm sure a lot of them did as well, of course, during that open doors training session at the Spotify Camp Nou. So welcome to the family, Corderos. Get your messages in the chat, interact with us all here, and enjoy the perks of being a YouTube premium member.
And I'll give a shout out to all of the new members who signed up for the basic pack as well, but at a later point in the game. If I just shouted out your name and you are pleased about it, please raise your hand on the live chat. Send us a question. Oh,
Lamin's in here. He's found Lewandowski. Big chances for Barca. Surely for Fermin. Oh, another fantastic block. Now Rashford off the post and out. Lewandowski.
What is going on?
By Radu. I can't believe Barca haven't put themselves back in front. Lamin again. And it looks as though they're going to survive, or are they? Lamine Yamal straight at Radu Robert. I cannot quite believe it. It remains 1-1.
How did that not go in? Yunus Radu right now struggling on his knees, but it's good press by Lamine Yamal, who wins it back. Lewandowski finds Fermin, whose shot is blocked. Then Rashford with the half volley hits the post. Lewandowski as his chance denied at the other post by Radu. Quick reflexes by the keeper. And how Barca didn't score there is a mystery.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a super first block, isn't it, from Ilai? She gets in there really well. I do just think Fermin's first touch got away from him, because I think Barca played it perfectly. They did Lamine to Lewandowski to Fermin. His first touch just bounced up at him. I'm not sure he got the cleanest contact on the attempt at goal. And then when it came to Rashford, he more just sort of swung at it without much placement. It nearly went in, hit the post in the end. And then by the time it found Lewandowski, I mean, the angle was always tight, wasn't it, again? And Radu did well to sprawl himself and save. I mean, 3 big chances there, I'd say, for Barca to retake the lead. And when you couple that with the Rashford chance from earlier, Flick's team will probably consider themselves a little bit unlucky right now.
And it all comes from one of the signs of identity of this team, which is the high press, recover and create a quick opportunity off of it. It's timid press, not very aggressive press by Lamine Yamal, but it was enough to win the ball back after a bad pass by Marcos Alonso. And from there, Barca needed to be just a little bit more clinical.
Yeah. Just so very close. I mean, hey, I said it earlier, I'm still at least hopeful that we are making the chances. We're starting to carve them out. I know that one came about from a poor ball from Alonso, but we worked it well and sharply once we got the chance, actually. Picked the right passes at the right moments at every move there. So it is still hopeful in that regard. We've just got to be careful about this, really. Celta down the other end with so much ease at breaking the trap right now on the way Barca are playing. That's better from Balde, though, who got a good boot on there. Rashford is doing really well. Good strength from Rashford. Beats off his man excellently. This is Olmo. That's surely a booking there on a foul on Balde. As it were, Fermin has possession. Lamine Yamal Plenty to raise your eyebrow about today. What's happening? Olmo. Bandit. There's a swung-in ball away from Lewandowski in the middle.
Nice defending by Eric there, wrapping his leg around now. Lamine Yamal. Come on, Lamine.
Lamine's got it again. Fermin's inside on the near channel. Oh, good defending by Starfelt. Came across really well and denies Fermin getting in once more. Another bad giveaway from Celta though, and Fermin didn't know where Lewandowski was in the middle. Well, I'll tell you what, Celta themselves are causing their own problems right now, keeping the ball away in silly areas, although they've always got this on the breakaway. Here's Jude Glas running in behind, a player Barça know very well. Still Jude Glas, he's not got a lot in the way of support.
Jude Glas on an island here.
Back. He's going to have to go back to Elish, and Celta recycle possession.
It's a shame there. Fermin went instinctive, went to look for Lewandowski on the first touch. Maybe just a little bit too hasty that. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Araujo was able to clear that ball in the box.
Well, we're in for another chaotic one, Pablo.
Yeah, it does look like it, unfortunately. And when we got the first goal, and it looked like we were maybe going to get the second, I was just thinking in my head, hey, maybe this is one of those like calm games where you control. I just think because of our style of play currently, that's a hard game to achieve, because when you've got a team as good as Celta are with the players they've got in attack, they're always going to exploit those spaces at least once in the game, right? That's part and parcel of it.
Well, yeah, and people tend to forget that last season our opponents also had those chances in space. The thing was that most of the time they got caught in offsides, and then they missed some clear opportunities, or Szczesny made some big saves, so it wasn't as much of an issue this time. Careful.
Iglesias again, and I think he must have been offside. He was offside. Little thumbs up there to the assistant from the referee. Iglesias again, just on the periphery there. You can see the run Rashford keeps making it when De Jong has the ball. He just makes that run off the shoulder of the defender and tries to get in behind. And he's looking lively, but we need a goal from Marcus. That would be great, wouldn't it? Someone said at the start, Rashford masterclass incoming. We certainly hope this. Manuel Fernandez, who he's positioning himself on a lot of the time. De Jong now, who is very much the lone holding midfielder this evening with that, what we think, I suppose, is an injury to Castelo. We don't have any confirmation on that yet, but he's pulled out of the lineup. Olmo has got the nod instead.
So once again, playing up very high on the pitch in that final third, attacking, being patient, good ball movement, left to right, Lamine Yamal getting involved. It's very resemblant of what happened in Bruges on Wednesday.
It is. Here's Olmo's strike, blocked by his own player. I think it was De Jong, who had the attempt, blocked by Lewandowski's back, I think. Not a great clearance from Celta, which Eric Garcia is going to have to pull back out of the sky. Looking pretty comfortable with his mask on. Eric Batman Garcia at right back. Still looking comfortable in possession. I know it can often irritate players, can't it? And yeah, they say it can be a real pain. It's the way you see it in your peripheral vision and whatnot. But
some players even decide to take it off and just play with the risk. Yeah.
Lamine now on the ball. Lamine Yamal inside to De Jong. Nice little ball through the gap to Olmo. Still patient from Barça. Lots of possession they've had so far. They've managed to pin Celta in. The threat remains on the counter-attack for the home team, but it has been Barça who have taken the game to the home side. There's, of course, so much at stake tonight with Madrid's draw earlier in Vallecas. Eric Garcia bursts into a gap. Very well indeed. It's still Eric, deflection, corner.
Good run forward by Eric Garcia, who likes to get into those positions. He thrived as the right back last season when Koundé got injured. Started out very well this season in that position, and he's one of the players who's up there in the box waiting for that corner kick. They're unafraid of heading that one in with his mask.
He's in there. This is Lamine now back to Rashford. Ball is going to be swung in. There's space at the back post. Who's it going to fall to? It's going to fall to Olmo. Exactly who you'd want it to, because there's Fermin! And his left-footed body goes over the top of the crossbar.
Good attempt from Barca. The ball floated in by Dani Olmo. Fermin with the left-footed volley high over the goal defended by Radu.
I'll tell you what, he catches it well, doesn't he? But
yeah,
maybe almost too well. Sometimes you just want to scuff those into the corner, and he gets decent contact on that, and in the end balloons it over the top of the crossbar. Those are the sort of late runs into the box that Fermin often profits from. Last 5 minutes or so, Barca have been able to take a bit of control and a bit of a foothold in this game. They've stopped Celta getting in behind so much. They've started to really assert themselves as the team who are going to have possession, build up from the back. And that's better. That means offside there, unfortunately.
Feels like a risk to say that, though, Pablo, given what's happened in the last few games. When we felt the most comfortable, then our opponent has caught us in space or by surprise and capitalised on the opportunity. But seeing these Barca opportunities with 13 minutes left until half-time, plus the added time, of course, what will the half-time score be? What will the score be at half-time? Will it be 1-1 still, or 2-1 or 3-1 Barca? I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going
to go 2-1 too. I'm actually quite hopeful that we're going to get another good few chances before the half is up, and I think we're going to take one of them. So I'm going to go 2-1. You could almost go optimistic and go 3. You never know. I mean, we nearly scored 2 within 2 minutes with that Rashford chance, of course. So you never know. Well, almost I jinxed it, by the way, because they nearly got him behind there. Again, they were offside on that occasion. We're just seeing images of Iago Aspas, who has a wonderful record against Barça, lurking on the bench. Often is a substitute player for Celta now, but he's come on and already produced big goals this season. This is Rashford now. Goes back to goal, links up nicely with Balde, who's not quite able to keep hold of possession. Memoriam's doing a quietly decent job of keeping things ticking over for Celta midfield, and he produced the big block on Fermin a few moments ago. Stalo now.
Celta moving the ball around well. Barca trying to push them back into their own half. Marc.
Yeah, in the last minutes, I think that Celta, it seems that they have more control of the ball. It's the time of the game that Celta have more possession. But I think that it's good also that I see now in Barca better way of press onto defenders of Celta de Vigo. But what I'm thinking is that I hope that there's no something related with the 1-1 games here in Balaidos, because Barca got a lot of chances, and I want to say that after the 3 posts that we hit against Bruges, another one today. So do you know how many times Barca hit the post this season?
It's got to be in the double digits.
16 games.
It's got to be double digits at the moment. I'll say 11.
Enlighten us. I'm going to 14.
11 before Rashford one, so 12 times hitting the post. Of course, somebody could say it's not bad luck, it's to have effectivity. Yeah, of course, I think it's between the both things. It's effectivity, but of course, for the moment, we don't have a lot of luck with that kind of actions.
It feels like Groundhog Day, like we're having the same conversation as we were having last year, Marc, because I remember there was this stretch in the season in November and December when we were saying, well, how many times have Barca hit the post? Balaidos was one of the stadiums in which we hit the post when we could have gone up 3-0, that Rafinha post, and then, of course, Celta managed to get back into the game.
Yeah, that's it. After Las Palmas also against Atletico de Madrid. But I want to be optimistic about this. But if Barca hits the post, it means that we have chances.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same wavelength. I think Barca have started well. They've played well in this first half. They've had chances. They're pinning Celta in. There's the danger, of course, defensively. But for Barca, I think we're playing well again tonight, and I'm happy about that at least. And hey, there are going to be chances in this game. Hopefully, for this man, Lamine, inside to Eric Garcia. This is Olmo now at the top of the D. Olmo back to Kubarsi, who's very advanced. I think he thought about maybe getting a shot away there.
Well, we saw Eric try it the other day from a similar position. And
one of those 12 attempts against the post. Here is Olmo. That was a crossbar, rather. Olmo. See, Rashford's tried to make the option inside. I wonder whether it would have been better staying wide. Araujo now. I don't think they're often a side who will want to go into their low block, but they're doing so here because I think it's going to be what's most effective against the Barca side. You can still tell that the players are just trying to take care with the ball.
I like the patience. I really like the patience here. We're not just hoisting balls into the box, looking for a Lewandowski header.
Yeah. Well, watch out here. Eric is usually very good in these situations, and he was again underrated, I think, in that pace and strength going back. Eric Garcia. It's actually deals with those chances pretty well, and he marshalled Pablo Duran all the way there. Exactly what you've got to do as a right fullback.
Sensational effort there by Eric Garcia in getting back, recovering the ball cleanly, and just casually strolling back into his position.
This is Kubarsi now again for Barca, advancing into the sort of position where he can start to pull the strings from deep. Now, Lamine Yamal once more. Thought about taking on Carreiro. Now chops inside and finds Eric. De Jong. Space again is for Kouarsi.
It's Barca monologue this at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's all Barca, but Celta are pretty well positioned, I must say, with a lot of bodies back. That's a cross from Rashford. A brilliant cross! And Lewandowski scores again! Barca's number 9 is on red-hot form. And the Blaugrana have retaken the lead at Balaidos. Celta 1, Barca 2.
I'm not even waiting.
We pop the net like Lewandowski. Dovski, el marcaría dentro un bosque. Bosque, dale al balón que lo enrosque. Rosque, we pop the net like Lewandowski.
Lewandowski gives Barca the lead again. Marcus Rashford, top player in assists this season, does it again. A fantastic cross in behind the defence, and Lewandowski puts it through the legs of the keeper to make it Celta 1, Barca. Let's update this. 2.
Oh, it's a brilliant goal. It really is. We were just saying, Robert, you were just saying that you're pleased with the patience of Barca. And boy, were they patient. I must say, once Rashford gets it on the left, it's a wicked delivery, isn't it? There's no chance for Ronaldo from that distance through his legs. And Lewandowski, it's why we both agreed, Robert, key player today. It's why we both said first scorer today. Because in these games, it's tight, it's tricky. What a brilliant run. What a brilliant finish. It's what he does.
There we go. Right, let's take a look at Hansi Flick's reaction to that goal.
Oh, he would have loved it as well.
He loves it.
He was just checking whether Lewandowski was onside or not, wasn't he? He had a glance over, but
I think he even he thought the cross was going in higher, and he did the header gesture like he was doing last year at the Santiago Bernabeu. I want to go to Marc in a second, but another cross is put in. Marc, Lewandowski finds the net again. Give us his numbers this season.
Well, Lewandowski becoming again the top scorer of Barca in LaLiga. Instead, he hasn't played a lot of games, the same as the teammates, because he was out of the team for several weeks. But 6 goals scored by Robert Lewandowski, top scorer of the season in La Liga again, the Polish player. And we have to commend the 7th assist by Marcus Rashford this season. Incredible cross from the left side. Not a lot of space to run, but he puts an incredible flick ball to put the ball inside the box. And at the first touch, as Robert Lewandowski style, what a way to score again. 2 goals in Vigo at the same time. The last time that Robert Lewandowski scored twice in Vigo, we won. It was 2 years ago. With the first goal in the first half, the penalty goal in the second half. So 5 goals for Robert Lewandowski in Balaidos in the 3 games he played here.
There you go.
we have it. Some numbers from Lewandowski. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? We heard from him and he was saying, it was the preview to Bruges, wasn't it, Robert, that he wanted to still match his goals to game and his goals per minutes, rather, this season. And he's come back in fine form here. And those are 2 massive goals. You get the feeling, well, he might not be done yet. As Celta themselves a bit shocked, I think, from that. And I must say, Barça have deserved it. I really do think that we've pushed on well in the last few moments. We've pressed high, we've dominated the ball, and we were patient. The crossing was exquisite. The finish was excellent.
And I feel obliged to ask you, will Robert Lewandowski... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. That's the one. Will Lewandowski score a hat-trick today as he protects the ball now in defensive position? And Barca get a throw-in. Will Lewandowski score a hat-trick? Option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Option 3, 2 goals, 1 assist. Marc.
I'm going with yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's time to get back also Lewandowski with the hat-tricks. He has a lot of time in the second half to score the hat-trick. I
am going 100% yes as well. I agree with Marc, and it would be ideal before the international break to get Levy back into important player mode.
Yeah, it really would. And I must say, with that goal, he's got to put himself amongst the top scorers in La Liga too, which is very impressive considering the lack of football he's played. We can't forget the injury he was suffering at the start of the season too, apart from the one he's most recently had. That's a decent little ball through that one. Kouarsi was just cut out, and that was a dangerous tackle from Kouarsi, and he's going to get a yellow card for it. He's not happy because he's not happy at all, Kouarsi. He feels he got the ball. I think he's mainly been booked for his reaction. And oh dear, dearie me.
But I think he's angry with himself. Sorry, guys. I want to comment that I think that Paco Garcia is angry with himself, not with the referee. So he committed the foul. I think it's a clear one. And Cubarsí, the problem is that he shake a lot his hands, he shout, it was very clear that he was complaining about it, but he was at the back of the referee and all the fans start to whistle, but I think it was clear that he was complaining for himself.
Yeah, and that's what he said to the referee. The referee said, okay.
Iglesias, it's 2-2. Out of nothing, Celta have levelled. Borja Iglesias, first time strike. And it just feels like it did in Bruges, Robert, when Barça get themselves in a good position. It's Celta who strike back immediately. I don't even know if that went in the top corner there, but as it were, it is Iglesias. I was just going to comment on the Cubarsí yellow card. Almost no point now. It's Celta 2, Barça 2.
And I'd like to see that one again now replayed. It felt like a fairly central shot there for Borja Iglesias, set up on the edge of the box, free of mark, free to run onto the shot. And once again, Barca giving a goal away almost immediately after scoring. So the ball's played forward there by Mingueza. I think the player making the run is it's Jugla, who sets it up on the edge of the box. Iglesias unmarked, no one running to cover, and it's a first touch finish. Celta 2, Barca 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is a good finish. I wonder whether Szczesny could have done better. Maybe he could have. It is a good finish from Iglesias, though. He takes it first time too. The issue, I think, for me is that he's open on the edge of the area.
Yep.
I don't know whose job that is, and hey, maybe that's the downside, right, of not having two holding midfielders on the pitch. It's a different sort of Barca lineup. Frustration again, though, for Barca is that, well, watch out. Here's Olmo. Dani Olmo strikes it low. Easy for Rado. Frustration for me again, Robert, is it feels like we're doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
We're playing a lot of the better football. We're pinning our opponents in. We're then getting our goal and getting our reward. And the opponents can go, great. Down the other end, one pass up, cut back, and we'll score.
And how
feels a bit too easy.
And how similar does that feel? And I keep saying it in this game, but it really does feel the same way as it did on Wednesday against Bruges.
Yeah. I have to agree. I think, unfortunately, it's been a bit of a theme in recent weeks. I mean, I can't remember how many times I've had to say to you about the goal, Bellingham's goal against Madrid, for example, that we were all saying too easy. I've had to say that phrase to you too many times in recent weeks, really. And it's felt like a lot of goals have gone in and we've been sort of shocked, like, oh, really? Out of nothing like that? It hasn't felt like the team's had to work hard enough yet, and that's been unfortunate. Hey, look, stay positive. Barca have played well in this first half again going forward. The negative side is, of course, the way it's been too easy for Celta, I'll say it again, but, hey, we've got players on the pitch who can put the ball in the back of the net here. Lewandowski's already done it twice.
I feel great about Barca on the ball, but obviously the issue is trying to trap players in the offside, trying to play the high line close to the midfield line once again here with fine margins, and it's just not fully there yet. It's not 100% sharp. Let's hope that as the season progresses we get back into being able to play that well. Marc Brau, 6 minutes of added time. Oh, Marc Brau's not there, but 6 minutes of added time.
6 minutes of additional time. That's quite a hefty amount. I'm just trying to think. We had the penalty. I thought it was dealt with pretty swiftly, but as it were, 6 additional minutes. There's a chance of Barca maybe to remarkably put themselves ahead for a third time in the first half. The corner from Rashford was swung away. This is Olmo now. We just saw that late run from, I think it was Lewandowski in the middle yet. Lamine now goes back to Olmo. Come on, Barca. Have you got something for us before the end of the first half? Is there another moment of magic maybe? Is there a remarkable first half Lewandowski hat-trick? Lamine's there trying to do it all by himself. No foul for me yet. Eddie Garcia. Still patient from Barca there. Still the side who are taking all the They're taking all of this into their own hands, really, and taking Celta on. Here's Rashford taking his man on, gets to the byline, crosses in, but it's easy for Radu.
I do have to say, Celta doing a good job on Lamine Yamal, keeping him quiet. They're double teaming him most of the time. There's a lot of extra help coming that way, and Lamine Yamal has not really had a chance to get himself involved in this game. Let's see if Hansi Flick can unlock that with his halftime speech and be able to find Lamine in the second half.
No, you're right, and that is the bonus, isn't it? I suppose of having the back five. You've got the left wing back and the left centre back who are both there. They can double team him, and you're spot on. It almost for Barca, it's felt like their most viable route has been coming through the left.
And I do wonder if part of the threat is being eliminated by the fear factor of those runs, with Eric Garcia not going forward as much, thinking, well, I think I need to stay back because they've been dangerous on the break, Celta Vigo. They've shown us what they can do. So Eric maybe not committing to going forward as much, and therefore not giving Lamine Yamal advantages in that sense.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Lamine's having to do it all by himself in that regard, yeah.
I mean, we've seen Eric go forward a couple of times. He got himself into the box dangerously once, but I do wonder.
Yeah.
Is he hesitant to commit too much to those overlaps, to those runs forward?
Yeah, it is understandable, and I mean, the more it keeps happening to Barca, the more wary they'll be. But it's about finding a solution to stop it as a collective, isn't it? Really. Yeah. Here's De Jong. Get the feeling Flick will be bombarded with questions about that once more in the post-game. For now, there's still plenty of time to go in this one, and Barca again are probing the Celta box. It's Rashford, similar position to where he provided the assist. Can he provide another one? Rashford, it's a great pullback. It finds Lamine. It's in.
It's in. Is it?
Yes, it is! Barca have retaken the lead for a third time in the first half. Lamine Yamal this time gets it on his right foot. It's Celta 2, Barca 3, Robert.
I thought that was a visual effect of the ball hitting the wrong side of the net.
That was side netting.
It was a bit confusing, but Barca take the lead before half-time. Fantastic. Once again, Marcus Rashford. I don't think that will count it as an assist, but very heavily involved in the build-up here. Taking on Mingueza once again, one-on-one. He's winning that battle many times. Trying to set up Fermin, the ball's deflected off of Ilaj, and Lamine pulling the quick trigger there at the far post, right-footed finish. Radu gets his hands on it, but can't keep it out. Celta 2, Barca 3, ideal moment to score a goal.
Can you believe it? Just when you probably thought we'd seen enough in this first half, Barca just keep on producing, and it's him again. I'll tell you what, I feel almost bad for Ilaix Moriba because he's made a really good interception to stop Rashford, putting on a plate for Olmo, I think it was, coming in, who I think almost had a tap-in in there. He did well in that regard, which would have been another assist for Rashford. And then was only able to set up Lamine, who did fire it in, and Barca, remarkably, are ahead for a third time here in the first half.
Well, you know who scored.
He's Yamal, y'all. Lamine Yamal, y'all. You got a problem, got a number you can call, y'all. Pristine 19, he can ball, y'all. He about to win the brawl, y'all. Lamine Yamal, y'all. He's Yamal, y'all. Lamine Yamal, y'all. You got a problem, got a number you can call, y'all. Pristine 19, he can ball, y'all. He about to win the brawl, y'all. Lamine
Yamal, y'all. There you go. Lamine Yamal makes it 3. Careful, because there's still time to go.
Yeah, unbelievably, we actually have to be cautious here because who knows with the way this one's going. And Celta coming forward again with Mingueza driving through, good defending from Barça on this occasion. Just being reminded that there are 6 minutes yet. We're well aware there's still plenty of time here. It's Jugla. Back now to Hugo, who switches it all the way back to Starfelt. Celta now will try and produce what feels impossible and score 3 goals in the first half against Barca here. Must say, with the way we've played, Robert, I feel that Barca should be quite far ahead in this one. I think we've played well, scored goals. To score 3 here, by the way, is not easy, never mind in one half.
I'm not sure if this is updated after the Lamine Yamal goal, but 14 shots, 8 of them on target, feels like a very good first half attacking-wise.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, isn't it? And you were just saying, I'm really happy with the way Barca are attacking. I couldn't agree more. As it were, Celta come again. It's Pablo Duran. There's the cross. Down goes Szczesny, and Barca do survive.
Well, final seconds. Give me your Lamine Yamal emojis to celebrate Lamine Yamal's goal that Barca have taken the lead at half-time. Give me some blue and red hearts, of course, as well. On the live chat, careful.
Iglesias, Araujo, vital. Iglesias thought he was fouled. Don't think he was. This is Alonso. Switch was excellent to Mingueza. Good block from Balde. Can Barca just get to half-time in peace, please?
Please.
Doesn't look like it, because here they come again. It's all got... Oh, good from Rashford. Good defensive play from him. Vital.
Just get it out of there.
Olmo. Doesn't look like Barca are going to be able to get it clear. Surely now. That's Celta ball. Mingueza. Got to be attentive. Got to be alert.
Of course, extra time being added on because of the Lamine Yamal goal precisely. And now Ilaix Moriba does us another favour.
Far too heavy from Ilaix. And, well, we're into minute 52 now. Well, that was the giveaway there from Lamine, wasn't it? And Celta so nearly in. Good defending from Araujo. It wasn't a penalty. Got his boot in there. Made an important block.
Another replay in there. And, yeah, clean touch of the ball of Ronald Araujo. Seems like as Borja Iglesias tried to get off the shot. And it's half-time, Pablo.
There you go. Half-time at Balaidos. A crazy, crazy first half. It's Celta 2, Barça 3. Barça have led on 3 occasions. Lewandowski with 2, Lamine with 1. For Celta, Carreiro and Iglesias have put the ball in the back of the net. It's had a first half that's had it all. Barça have been bright in attack, a bit worrying in defence. It's all to play for in the second 45 minutes. It's been frantic, it's been chaotic. Barça playing well, and for now, they have their lead. Half-time, Celta 2, Barça 3.
Well, there you go. It's half-time. A barrage of goals at Balaidos. Barca managed to get back ahead in the game right before half-time. What they tend to call the psychological goal, though Celta did almost react immediately. They're keeping Barca in their own defensive box. But a first half of positives and negatives, I would say, Pablo. Once again, very reminiscent of the Bruges game. Barca playing well in attack, moving the ball around well, doing it so patiently, creating opportunities, up to 8 shots on target, getting off to 3 leads. But the negatives, of course, spaces in behind and conceding 2 easy goals.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, Barca have been really bright going forward. I don't think it's easy to attack here. I don't think it's easy to get chances here. I definitely don't think it's easy to score here. We've done it 3 times now and played really well whilst doing so. Lewandowski's looked sharp, as is Lamine. Rashford, attack speed on point. Defensively, I don't know if it's the way we're playing, the way we're set up, the way Celta are attacking. But again, unfortunately, our opponents, for me, are getting in behind too easily. They're scoring too easily themselves. And for how well Barca have played, I think we could have been more than just a goal up in this opening 45 minutes. As it were, it's been a half that's had everything. The neutral will be loving it. It's a fascinating night of LaLiga action. The positive for us is that we're attacking while we're playing well, and it looks as though we're going to get goals here. Keep that up in the second half and tidy things up at the back, tighten things up, and we may just be okay, as worrying as that is to say.
I'm just seeing on our international feed the build-up to that Celta goal, and it feels far too easy. It's a 1-2 in the middle of midfield. Carreira breaks away with speed and puts the ball past Szczesny, who had very little that he could do in that regard. I like how Barca are playing on the ball. I liked how they played on Wednesday. It's just a question of can we just defend ourselves well. When we lose the ball, we can't be as exposed as we are. Hansi Flick is once again going to try and drill that into our players' brains, and let's hope it can be addressed in the second half. Right, we are going to take a quick break here in the studio. Pablito, you've concocted a halftime quiz.
Yeah, 5 questions coming up, sort of Celta Barca related, so enjoy, and let's see who gets 5 out of 5 this week, and no cheating.
No cheating, guys. No cheating. We're leaving you with Pablo's halftime quiz. Do it. Right, well, there you go. The halftime quiz from the quizzed Pablito Wolves. Who got the 5 out of 5? Don't lie, guys. Don't lie. We'll know.
Come on, who did? They were honest last time, so I want more honesty this time around.
Right, well, players in the dressing room. Still halftime. 3-2 is the result at the Balaidos Stadium. And I want to ask you very quickly, Pablo, before I go to Marc Brau at Balaidos, who was the best player in the first half? Was it 1, Dani Olmo, 2, Marcus Rashford, 3, Robert Lewandowski?
Yeah, I've quite liked all 3 of their contributions today, actually. I think Olmo's brought something a little bit different to our team. A very, very late change. In fact, I was just seeing the images. So he was genuinely called up at the last second to come out and walk out with the team, remarkably. And he's been good, which isn't easy without a full warm-up. Rashford has also, I think, improved since the game against Bruges. He got, of course, the assist for the second goal, pretty much the assist for the third. But it's got to be Lewandowski. I think he's made a difference in the final third. And goals win your games, ultimately. And he's provided the finishing touch of Barça, the clinical touch that we've needed in recent weeks. And ultimately, I've got to go for him as the best player in the first half for me.
And some will be wondering, why is Lamine Yamal not in one of those 3 options? He scored a goal. Well, it was a quiet first half by Lamine Yamal. I thought that Celta did a very good job defending him. Even so, he managed to get himself on the score sheet. I have to agree, it's Lewandowski once again leading the attacking line. We need the best version out of Lewandowski, though I would like to shout out Marcus Rashford, who's done an immense job in taking on Oscar Mingueza time and time again, not afraid of going one-on-one, going for that deep run, assisting Lewandowski. The one time that he didn't go for the deep one-on-one, that he didn't go to look for the byline, a pinpoint assist for Lewandowski in behind the defense. So very good first half by Marcus Rashford, but of course the player who scores 2 goals has to get the award for best player in the first half. There are players on the pitch at halftime. Guys, can we go to Marc Brau? We can't go to Marc Brau. Okay, so we're going to have to keep the fans entertained ourselves, Pablo. What do you think Hansi Flick is telling them at halftime?
I mean, I do think he'll be encouraging them. I think he'll be saying, hey guys, clearly we're the better team here. Clearly there are goals in this game for us. Clearly we can take the game to Celta and get in behind. We've now got that confidence that, hey, going forward, we have been a team who looked threatening tonight. He must have, though, Robert, been saying something, or at least having some form of conversation with his coaching staff as to say, how can we stop Celta still being alive in this game, even when they shouldn't be? Because on another day, Barça are really putting Celta to the sword here, and got them pinned in, dominated them. You look talk about the stats: 14 shots, 8 on target. That's a brilliant return for a first half at Balaidos. But we've got to have something maybe that helps us out at the back, I think.
Right, well, we can go to Marc Brau at Balaidos right now. So, Marc, give us your thoughts on the first half. Who's warming up? Do you think that Hansi Flick will move anything at halftime?
Well, for the moment, I have to say that it's absolutely madness, this game. For the moment, the good thing is that Barca's winning, and also for the moment, there's no rain on the sky. And this, I think, it's a good feeling also for all of us, because we are a little bit wet after all the things that happened. But it's quite easy to say that it rained goals today here in Balaidos. For the moment, I'm just watching to the pitch, and I see some Barca players that were on the bench in the first half warming up. I see Marc Bernal, I see Gerard Martin, I see Dro. But for the moment, it seems that there will be no substitutions there in the second half. We have to comment that for the moment, Marc Casado was not ready to play due to physical problems, but we cannot confirm nothing more about the situation of the player coming from La Masia. Of course, something happened at the end of the warming up. Of course, something happened at the end of the first half. It seems that it's not a bit serious, but for the moment, we have to wait, because the only thing that the club told us is that for the moment, it's only physical problems after the warm-up. So, guys, for the moment, I have to go to connection back, because the players in a few minutes will start to go on the pitch, and we have to comment something. It's like, how many goals were scored here in this stadium? Remember that 5 years ago, the score was 3-3. Last season, 2-2. It's incredible. I remember the 3-3 at the early 21st century in the season 2000 and 2001. So it's incredible madness what is happening here. What we can confirm is that no more 1-1 here in Balaidos in LaLiga games.
No more 1-1s in Balaidos. Thank you very much, Marc. Our producer Alish is bringing us our mugs back. I had left them.
What a guy.
There we go. I'd left them outside. I went for the refill at halftime and forgot to bring them back in. So there we go. Left them at the water cooler. Goals this week for Barca. 3-3 on Wednesday in Bruges. Today it's 3-2. Let's hope it doesn't end with the same result. I mean, I have to say, Pablo, and I insist, I like how Barca's been attacking in these last 2 games. The issue is what we do when we lose the ball. Yeah. The few times that we lose the ball.
Yeah, no, we are conceding too many goals. I think that's 13 we've conceded now in 12 La Liga games, if I'm not wrong. And that's probably a stat that Flick will want to change. I don't think it's something we can really hide from or get away from right now. It, of course, is a big topic. And that'll be what they want to be encouraging themselves with at half-time, at least. They'll be saying that, look, you know, we've been getting chances against this Barca side. It's on for us. Barca, on the other hand, will be saying, hey, we've also been breaking Celta down. And that'll be, both sides with something to think about, at least, going into this second 45 minutes, I'd say.
It's actually 15, Pablo. Actually 15 goals. Yeah. Well, anyway, we were just hearing from Marbrau. Quick reminder, Marbrau's prediction of this game. Well, I mean...
oh, wow, yeah.
I think we'd go for it, but I hope there are more goals this second half. Give us your final score predictions, guys, on the live chat.
We'd take it, wouldn't we? I'll tell you what, it would mean that we would be suffering to the very end, I think, if that was to be the case, because holding on to a 3-2 for the next 45 minutes could be tough. I still think the Barca are going to score more goals in this second half. I think, in fact, I hope that we do. I hope that we don't just sit in. I hope that we do push out here. Well, looks as though players are on the pitch.
Right, well, let's go for game commentary for the second half.
Javier Rodriguez is on for Oscar Mingueza here at the start of the second half. So Celta do make a change. Barça don't. They keep it the same for the second 45 minutes here. Barça 2, Celta 3, remember. Or Celta 2, Barça 3, I should say, is the score at half-time. Let's not try and jinx anything here. Barça, very good going forward, a bit suspect defensively. It's been a really fascinating first half. We're hoping for more really good football in the second half, and maybe just a bit more control from Barça, where we're able to get our foothold on the ball and start to dominate things and tuck things around. So we're back underway here then at Balaidos. Barça, as I say, unchanged here, so they do remain with that midfield 3. They had to shift to Fermin, De Jong and Dani Olmo, who came in as a late replacement for Marc Casaló. Here's Lewandowski. Good touch from him immediately to try and get in behind. Still Lewandowski, and Starfelt had to deal with that. That's not a great ball at the back from the goalkeeper, and early on Celta caused themselves some early issues here.
It's curious enough that the player taken off for Celta Vigo is former Barca player Oscar Mingueza, who in a Celta uniform has earned international caps with Spain, but today, we said it at halftime, we said it during the first half, was suffering mightily against Marcus Rashford with the speed of the Englishman, taking him on one-on-one. So I'm guessing they are trying to limit what Marcus Rashford can offer.
Yeah, no, it is true. Obviously, you know, Barca's 2 goals from open play have come through that side, haven't they? That's been the cross whipped into the box and then the run to the byline and the pullback. So it certainly is an area that Celta, well, they would have wanted to have to try and deal with, and they've made the change to try and do so.
Well, Barca playing with the same lineup in this second half, the one you've got on your screens, with Wojtek Szczęsny in goal, Eric Garcia, Araujo, Cubarsí and Balde at the back. The midfield of 3 that Pablo was talking about, Frankie de Jong, Olmo and Fermin up front. It's Marcus Rashford, Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. Reminder of the scorers in this game. Robert Lewandowski gave Barca the lead. Carreira made it 1-1. Then Lewandowski allowed Barca to retake that lead, only for Borja Iglesias to score 6 minutes after. Before half-time, Lamine Yamal made it 3-2 with a right-footed goal. And the Shark is warming up, Pablo. The Shark is warming up. Marc Brau, Mar Bernal's also there. Andres Christensen, who else?
Yeah, there are an amount of 4 players warming up. As you said, the Shark, Ferran the Shark, also Marc Bernal, also Dro, who remember is from Galicia, is next to here, next from Vigo, and also Andreas Christensen. As we commented in the warming up, he received the medical okay this morning. He traveled with the team, and also the Danish player could be an option to come back with the team after several days. And now Gerard Martin. So 5 players: Gerard Martin, Christensen, Ferran de Schaerk, Marc Bernal, and Dro are warming up.
There you go, 5 options for Hansi Flick. Of course, more limited options given the fact that Marc Casador had to be substituted before the game even started. Look at Lamine Yamal. Look at Lamine Yamal.
And Lamine Yamal, unbelievable piece of skill there, and he gets the ball again. He got out of what looked like an impossible situation. Lamine, oh, that's a strong tackle from Ilaix, who put his boot in there well. And 1 possession back for his team. Yeah, I mean, good options on the bench. Terrible giveaway in midfield from Soldado, I think it was. This is Fermin now. Is there an early chance for Barça at the start of the second half? Fermin thinks about it, lays it off to Lamine instead. Now Olmo. Can he flip one in behind the defence? Instead goes sideways to De Jong. Olmo.
It looked like Fermin had the opening to shoot there, but the ball was moving outward. It was at a weird angle for him. He would have had to twist his body in the shot. A little bit too much, maybe. So good decision to just patiently play it to Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, and in the end, it was probably the right decision. This is Eric now inside to Olmo. Wide here for Cubarsí, who's got Balde up there with him too. Cubarsí.
Well, we're seeing the players warm up, and who would you like to see in this second half? We'll let to see option 1, Marc Bernal, option 2, Andreas Christensen, option 3, Ferran the Shark. I mean, I'd like to see the Shark. I'm just not seeing who would be taken off, because both Lewandowski and Rashford have been playing fantastically. I'd like to see Marc Bernal get an opportunity, to be honest.
I mean, I think we've been saying that for a few weeks now, haven't we, that we'd like to see Bernal get a chance. Certainly with the issues and the injuries we've got in midfield. You had the absence of Castelló to that as well today, of course, and it's certainly something to think about. Maybe there's something to think about here for Barca. This is a wonderful move, and Fermin nearly gets in behind. I'd love to see Bernal, but I must say, I do think there'll be a time in the game where Ferran will have his moment here, and I'm excited to see him too. I think I want to see Ferran, because I just wonder if Celta are going to open up.
And regarding Bernal, I think maybe the opportunities in there, maybe with Dani Olmo. This is, I mean, I'm not referencing the level of play of Dani Olmo today in making that prediction. I just think that coming off of injury, Hansi Flick's going to be very careful with Dani Olmo's minutes. Maybe the same with Robert Lewandowski, and that's where Ferran factors in, coming on for Lewandowski. Marc, who would you like to see in the second half?
Well, of course, I like to see always Ferran, but I think that if Ferran comes in, maybe the player who will be out is Robert Lewandowski, and I want Lewy to score a hat-trick. So I think it could be a good day for Marc Bernal. There's a lot of players with a lot of minutes at the midfield position. Of course, not Dani Olmo, but also Frankie de Jong played a lot of minutes. Well, Olmo could play in the position that is Fermin right now, but I think I'd like to watch Marc Bernal some minutes before the international break.
Me too.
Here's Lamine. Is there a bit of magic from him here? Lamine. It's going to fall to Olmo. There's loads of Celta bodies in the way, and they couldn't quite get the ball through. Oh, no, Lamine had maybe got the ball there, but he has no complaints on his foul there on Ilaix Moriwa.
Once again, Barca pushing Celta back, moving the ball around patiently, keeping it on the edge of the box. The openings will be there, the opportunities will be there. Just be very careful now as Celta try to play the ball through. Good defending from Eric Garcia. I'm going to ask 2 questions in a row, but I did have it, and I don't want to get too far from the first half. And I want to ask, what was the best thing about the first half? Was it that we took the lead 3 times? Granted, twice we gave it up. 2, the Lewandowski brace, or 3, the Marcus Rashford performance on the wing. As I said, keep going one-on-one with Mingueza, bravely doing that as Barca now force the offside. I mean, I like the fact that we reacted or took the lead 3 times, but the fact that Lewandowski has scored 2 and is on pace for a hat-trick is fantastic news for Barca, so that's my favourite thing.
Yeah, I got to say I love the Lewandowski brace, and I do think Rashford has taken a step up, but I've loved the reaction. I think it's come from the fact that we're playing front foot, on the ball football, much better football than we saw a few weeks prior. I think we stepped up against Elche, followed up well with Bruges. I'm talking with the ball here, of course, and attacking-wise, and we're doing it again tonight. Just more of the Barca that we saw last season in terms of with the ball, in terms of probing defences, in terms of looking like a side who are going to cause issues every time they come forward, and I feel like we've had that back again tonight. So I like the fact that we've reacted 3 times, that we've scored 3 times, that we're the ones who've taken the initiative.
Marc, what was your favourite thing about the first half?
I don't listen to you exactly the three options that you gave, so can you repeat it, please?
Yes, the fact that we took the lead three times, the Lewandowski 2 goals, or Marcus Rashford's performance on the left wing.
For me, the first thing, because it's the good meaning that mentally we are fine. After what happened in Bruges, after what happened in the last games, conceding too many goals, it's not easy to be focused, to be mental, very good just to keep going. I think the most important thing is the team is building the win, and instead we're receiving goals. The team is very, very good in the mental way just to win the game.
Thank you very much, Mark. Here is Frankie de Jong.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing is that Barça have started the second half very much as they ended the first. They're pitting Celta in, the danger remains on the other end. But here comes Lamine trying to impose some danger himself. Just gets away from, you mentioned there, didn't you, that he didn't go in your top three players of the first half. I'd have to agree, because I think, well, I can't believe it there. He feels that Pablo Duran had dived on that occasion, and Rojas wasn't having it. They've marshalled him well, though, is what you were saying, Robert. And I must say, I have to agree, they have. As they've double-teamed him at times, and...
Oh, and Eric was quite correct in his reaction there.
Jumps over him, doesn't he? He dives. He doesn't make any contact with him. I mean, the slide is there to block his progress, I suppose. But
yeah.
In terms of contact, there was nothing there. Carreira now blocked away.
Eric playing higher up on the pitch, I think, now.
Yeah, and that'll hope keep Barça on the front foot too, won't it? And support Lamine Yamal too, which is important. You made a good point of the fact that he was getting double-teamed at times and was isolated.
Yeah. I think even like most times the double team isn't coming from the left centre back. It's almost the wing back and the extra midfielder there in the help defence trying to slow Lamine Yamal down. If he goes deep, it's the fullbacks. If he cuts back in, it's the midfielders. Careful here.
And here comes Celta themselves down the other end. Space again was there, but Barça have got back well in numbers so far. Moriba. Over to Marcos Alonso.
Barca setting to defensive mode. Look at Frankie de Jong even sliding in as a fifth central defender. It's a defensive line of 5 almost for Barca.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, de Jong, he drops in there deep there. This is Carreira again. Looking inside, waiting to see if some space appears, and it absolutely does on the far side. This is Javier Rodriguez off the bench through to Jutgla. It was just a little bit too overhit from Javi, the substitute. And in the end, easy for Szczesny to come out and claim.
10 minutes played in this second half. Positive signs from Barca. No clear opportunities necessarily, but looking comfortable on the ball, defending well, defending in numbers, not allowing Celta to enjoy those opportunities in space and behind Barca's defence.
Just starting to come out a bit more in the second half.
Yes,
good tackle from Araujo.
Yes, Araujo.
Strong from the Uruguayan in there. This is Lamine now. Barca can just retain some possession. De Jong doing one of his typical little swivels in the middle of the park, and he does so often come away with the ball. That was good from Araujo, wasn't it? Strong tackle, aggressive, kept Celta back.
It's one of the things that Hansi Flick's been insisting on. Don't allow them to turn, make the decision, get the quality pass, interrupt it first, even if it's with a foul.
Absolutely, yeah. That's something that will be necessary. Balde now driving forward for Barça. Now Rashford. Oh, good skill from Rashford, but in the end, easy. Oh, got to come across and sweep away. It's a good sweep away too. And here's the danger because Jutgla wanted that played in behind. Borja Iglesias didn't quite find it. Maybe now. Pablo Duran, you can see the fine margin instead of working with. I think Jutgla just went too early. It's going to play on here, Jutgla.
And he waits.
He does wait. Flag stays down as well, which would make you think that he was onside.
Well, at least the assistant referee thought so.
Yeah. Carreira. Through to Pablo Duran. How's it threatening on the left-hand side? Duran. Alonso.
But a team with quality on the ball as well. They look at ease when they have it as well. They haven't been able to enjoy all that much of it. 65% of the possession in this game has been for Barca. As they say here, no se quema la pelota los peos. It doesn't burn on their feet. They're not eager to get rid of it as soon as possible.
Yeah, There's certainly our team good in the ball. As I said, the commentator's curse, and it's a slight
There
out
you
of
go.
play.
That's what I was looking for, Pablo.
Just under 22,000 inside the ground this evening, as Celta are going to make another change here themselves, and you know who, Brian Zaragoza is coming on for Ferran Jutgla, so that's the second sub that Celta have made already.
Mark, give us the Brian Zaragoza jinx curse stats, because I think they've been highly overrated, highly overplayed. He's only scored in 2 games against Barca.
Yeah, but I knew that you gonna ask me this question. But the problem is that he played only twice against Barca, and he scored in the 2 games. But the problem is not this.
But
When
he's no
he scored
Fernando
a
Torres,
double
man.
When he played at Granada 2 years ago, and he scored an assist. No. Let me explain. Brian Zaragoza scored twice against Barca with Granada 2 years ago, and he scored and gave an assist against Osasuna with Pablo Bulls live in El Sadar that day. But the problem is that
right in
the
front of
last
me, by the
3
way,
goals
Mark.
that Brian Zaragoza scored in LaLiga was against Barca. So the only 2 goals he scored with Granada that season was against Barca, and the only goal he scored with Osasuna shirt was against Barca.
Okay.
This is the jinx thing.
Okay, so he's no Fernando Torres, who was definitely one of our nemesis, or El Piojo Lopez in the 90s in the Van Gaal era. But yeah, it is curious to say the least. But he's scored his only 2 goals in a season for Granada against Barca, and his only goal for Osasuna against Barca. Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
I'll tell you what, he's an interesting player as well, Brian Zaragoza. I always think, because I always think he looks so bright, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't get that many goals, and that stat tells us why and everything about that. But he's one of those players that threatens so much on the ball. But hey, at the end of the day, this is a game of stats, you know, and it's a game of numbers. You know, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. I do feel as though he's lacked that to his game. Let's hope his streak doesn't continue tonight. He's got a good half an hour minimum here to try and add to his account. Fermin to Eric now. Barca back in possession with Araujo. Switches over to Cubarsí.
Flick at the moment hesitant to make a move. He must be liking what he's seeing, at least in this second half. Maybe not as sharp, the Barca attack. Maybe more patient or less decisive in going forward and looking for that final opportunity. But careful here. Olmo wins it back.
Olmo in for Barca here. Chance now. Checks back. Can he feed it through to Lamine? No, he can't. It's going to be Celta who recover the ball. Now Araujo wrestles Iglesias off the ball. Strong from Araujo. Finds Lamine. Can he get a shot away? Thinks better of it. It's Marcus Rashford. Oh, we nearly got it back to Lamine. Now Lewandowski. It's a Celta player down in the box as a free kick is going to be given. It looked for me a moment, Robert, as I thought that a 1-2 between Rashford and Lamine was going to come off and end up in the back of the net there.
The Celta player who's down looks like he's in agony, grabbing his right ankle. Let's see what happened there. He gets stepped on by Levy inadvertently, I think, as Levy tries to win the position.
Completely unintentional, yeah.
Unintentional, accidental. And yeah, well, anyway. Play interrupted at the moment. I was just saying, maybe Barca struggling a bit more to break in to that Celta defence. On the flip side of that, I think we're doing a much better job at not allowing them to get out in space, at pressing the player who receives the ball with his back to everything so that he can unload and pass it on to an oncoming player and allow for those transitions. But Barca much more decisive in their defending.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yeah, we've, as for now, been able to keep Celta at arm's length, I'd say, and be able to just keep them, you know, at least a width apart from us. And yeah, you're right. First 15 and 60 minutes, really, this second half, we haven't really had too many big threatening chances in behind, which we'll definitely take so far. Just seeing some problems here. Definitely stepped on that Ugo, wasn't the Ugo Gonzalez, but he's going to be okay, I think, for now. He's going to come back on the bench. He's not too happy with it, though. The Celta right centre-back, as they are momentarily down to 10.
Seems absolutely fine, though.
Yeah, he does indeed, and he is indeed going to return to the field. Araujo now tucks it back to Szczesny. Now Eddie Garcia. Lamine Yamal. This is De Jong. If he can burst, that has to be a yellow card.
It has to be a yellow.
You have to give that as a yellow.
How is that not a yellow card?
Oh, come on. Really?
Mark, give us your assessment.
Guys, but can you repeat again, please? Because there's a lot of noise behind me, and I prefer to be honest.
No.
Ask me again,
I mean, we were just saying, how is that not a yellow card? And you're the expert here.
Well, I have to say that I like this referee. I like Alberto La Rojas because he didn't whistle all the actions. He gave some continuity to the play, and he's a kind of a referee who not always show the yellow card. For me, this is a clear yellow card. But well, I can say that with this referee, if Barca play is doing a foul like this, I think that also there's no yellow card. I think it's a good referee in that way. But yeah,
things to flow,
sure,
to play on a bit.
Has to be a yellow card.
Yeah. Okay. Let's be positive.
Not the same way as my friend Mateo Laoz, but in a good way.
Okay, in a good way. Let's be positive. Who will score Barca's next goal? Because we believe there's going to be a goal in this second half, and that Marc Brau in his return to Balaidos won't get his prediction right. Mark, who will the next scorer be? Will it be a Lewandowski hat-trick? Will it be Lamine Yamal, or will it be Marcus Rashford? As the question is not on our screen for some reason. There it is now.
No, as you said, for the first time, I don't answer you one of the things that you put on the screen. I prefer this game to end 2-3. And I think it's fair for all of us. 3 points for Barca, and the score for me. Prediction for me.
Pablo?
I'm going to go for Lamine to get the next one. I'm going to go for Lamine. I think Lamine is going to get another one here. Just a bit of a moment of space. Or maybe some space now for Lewandowski to drive in. It's not going to quite come off here for Rashford.
I'm going to go with the Lewandowski hat-trick.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Lewandowski hat-trick.
Well, we want it. We've been asking for it. Let's hope that's the case.
Yeah. Let it be Levy's night. Let it be Levy's night. Maybe another Rashford assist. Some issues here, Pablo, with the cabling situation.
Cables,
Yeah,
they're tangled.
We're all tangled. Hang on. Let's... how does this keep happening?
The cables are tangled as Celta comfortable in possession. Just knocking things around the back with Marcos Alonso now. Goes back to the central centre-back. Wide to substitute Javier Rodriguez. That's one of the first times Celta have nearly got him behind. It doesn't quite come off in the end. And Barça survived that little ball in behind. We'll see. He'll go back to Szczesny under pressure.
Dulled down a little bit this second half. It needs a bit of action for my liking.
Yeah, it has dulled down. I mean, maybe Barca will take that. Maybe they'll take it calming down, and just keeping at least in some control. Or maybe not, because here comes Lamine, the man who never likes anything calm, and nearly getting a shot away there. Decent block in the end. And that should be a Barca ball. It is good from Fermin, well stationed in midfield. Yeah, we're nearly at the halfway point in the second half here. Nice little burst this from Balde.
And if I remember rightly, the stat at halftime was 14 shots, 8 on target. It remains like that.
Yeah, that's quite telling. And from a Celta, have Celta had a chance?
No chances for either team.
Yeah, that's pretty mad. We've played over 20 minutes. Maybe now, De Jong, Olmo, Lewandowski. Oh, and Olmo couldn't quite get it back. It falls to De Jong again. Look at the space for Lamine on the right. Eric is invariably going to find him. Lamine. De Jong in again. Oh, look at the room for Eric. Instead, he finds Lewandowski. Oh, he tried an acrobatic swivel and shoot. And there is Barca's first attempt of the second half. It goes behind for a corner, deflected.
And Fermin wanted that one. Fermin wanted it laid off to him. He was facing goal. Lewandowski had his back to goal there. It felt like a good opportunity. Iago Aspas ready to come on for Celta Vigo. So I think that will be the third window of substitution. Oh no, they made it. They made one at halftime. They made one at halftime. Corner kick to Barca. Player down.
Yeah, nothing doing, says the referee. Olmo should win that. He does win it. There's a chance of the back post here, and in the end, tucked behind for another Barca corner. Yeah, I mean, Iago Aspas, I'm sure we'll hear from Marc in a moment, but one of those players who loves playing against Barça, has a very good record against us. And Celta knew that in reserve that they had options such as Brian Zaragoza and indeed Iago Aspas, who is a player who doesn't just score against Barça, he does score against other teams too, but certainly we are one of his favourite opponents. It does spell danger for the Blaugrana. How a 2-goal cushion would put us in a great position here. Maybe now from this corner. Come on, Rashford delays, now does deliver the set piece. It's going to fall at the back post here to Olmo with the shot. Did that hit the hand? I don't think it did. Olmo again.
Shot blocked there, and Barca reorganise themselves. The ball goes back to Frankie de Jong and Lamine Yamal, one of the players who's the furthest back here for Barca. Mark, any movement on Barca's bench?
Not for the moment. Not for the moment. Hansi Flick is looking to the place where the players are warming up, but for the moment it seems that there's nothing to change. I think that Hansi Flick is quite happy with what he's watching right now on the pitch, with Barca controlling the ball, with Barca generating, with not conceding. So I'm just watching right now. I don't know if you can watch it, but for the moment Marcus Sork and Hansi Flick are talking a lot. Maybe they are thinking if something needs to change, but for the moment they wait. They wait. And as you said, Iago Aspas, 11 goals scored against Barca. What a legend in Celta is the player with the most games played with the Celta shirt, and he has scored 11 goals against Barca so far in his great career. He's the absolute legend here in Vigo, an incredible good player. He's not in the lineup always, but he's good to play the last 20 minutes, and of course it will be a very dangerous player.
Yeah, no, and a threat in space, no doubt. Iago Aspas still being a veteran now, a speedy player. Mark, 11 goals in how many games?
I don't have exactly the list,
okay,
but I have to say that not at the first years, but after a hat-trick, he scored 10 years ago. Do you remember that game? We lost 4-1. He scored a hat-trick that day. So since 2015, in 10 years, he has scored 11 goals.
No, it's not a bad return at all. You just find the exact stat there, weren't you, Robert? Yeah. I mean, it was like when the question that you asked me in at the start of the game, and remarkable. It was your question as well, I think, wasn't it, Bral? The question of how many times have Barca won here in the last 10 years. I think it was just twice. I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it, how few times Barca have won here. And, of course, Aspas has played a big part in that as he comes on here for Borja Iglesias. That is the third Celta change. And this is not an easy place to come. And that stat really tells you just how monumental of a victory this would be for Barca if they are to hold on to all 3 points here, especially in the context of the season with the defeat of Real Madrid earlier.
11 in 23 games, by the way.
It's a pretty good return.
It is a pretty good return, yeah.
De Jong now. Nice little swivel on halfway. He's got Fermin up there with him. Now De Jong again, the Dutch international. Olmo. Flick, for now, has remained unchanged. While Celta have made 3 subs, still none from the German coach. Just wonder whether that's Flick saying, I'm quite happy with what I'm seeing so far. We're taking good control of the game. We certainly have had more control, that's the word, in the second half. Been less coming our way, certainly less from ourselves going forward too. Now Lamine turns on the dancing feet. Still Lamine. Look at this from Barca. Alonso gets a vital boot in the way and, well, riskily cleared that. He got a foothold of Lewandowski too. Very risky going to ground in that sort of situation. De Jong. Oh, look at the run that Olmo made in the channel. Olmo, who of course won that dramatic last-minute penalty against Celta in the home fixture at Montjuic last campaign. Rafinha scored that one. A vital goal it was. Right now, Barca are winning by 1 goal here.
All of a sudden, Lamine Yamal decides to tune things up. He provides the spark. He has the ability with a couple of step-overs to just cause a sensation of fear of something might happen here.
Yeah, you can tell him just upping the ante a little bit in the second half. You get the feeling Barca might need that. And how I'd love just a moment of magic here, Robert, to just give us a bit more calm in this game, because whilst it remains at just a 1-goal cushion, well, you never know. You never know in football, and especially with the way that Celta have been attacking today when they have got forward. I must say they've not done a lot of it in the second half. We've not seen Brian Zaragoza yet at all, for example, and he came on about 12 minutes ago. We've not seen Aspas either yet.
Touch wood.
Yet. Rashford inside. Can he get a shot away? Yes, he can. Deflection, corner.
Corner kick Barca. I'd like to see Marcus Rashford look for his own opportunity as well. It's all very good that he's the top player in terms of assists this season, but I'd like to see him call his own number. And there he is. We know he can pull the trigger from the edge of the box. We know he's got a potent shot, a good shot, and he's a threat every time he tries to find that opening.
Yeah, he really is. And getting consistent minutes in the Barca first team right now. He's pretty much been a consistent starter on the left-hand side. And here he is over this corner for Barca. In by Rashford. Lewandowski, flick on. It's the Lewandowski show! Celta 2, Barca 4. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick. Unbelievable return to the starting lineup. And Barca have their 2-goal cushion.
There you go. How about that for a header from Robert Lewandowski? I was just saying it's all very well that Marcus Rashford is the top player in terms of assists. We'll count another one. Marcus Rashford serving the corner kick, and Robert Lewandowski flies higher than anyone to just comb that ball backwards and find the far post. Literally hit the woodwork and put it into the back of the net. It's Celta Vigo 2, Barca 4, and he does it again. He's scored the hat-trick.
We pop the net like Lewandowski. Dovski, El marcaria dentro un bosque. Bosque, dai al ballone che lo enroschi. Roschi, we pop the net like Lewandowski. Dovski.
Mark, sorry, we were rapping to the Lewandowski rap. Mark, you were saying.
Oscar.
Mark, sorry, hat-trick for Lewandowski.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't listen to you, and then I start to sing again the Robert Lewandowski rap. So as you can know, there's a lot of noise here, but I can't wait to sing the rap. No, I just want to comment that it's an incredible show by Robert Lewandowski, who scored a hat-trick against Valencia 2 years ago. It was the first time that he scored a hat-trick, and then he scored also a hat-trick against Alaves last season. It was the last time he scored a hat-trick. It was in the early October. It was also he scored a hat-trick against Victoria Pilsen in the first season he played for Barca. But the last time it was a hat-trick against Alaves in the 1st of October, 1 year ago. And Robert Lewandowski, not a lot of games played this season, but with 7 goals, he equalizes Ferran as the top scorer in the season.
There you go. Oh. Let's take a look at Hansi Flick's reaction to that Lewandowski goal.
Enjoyed that one, Flick, and I think he knows how big of a goal that is in Barca's season. It really is. It's put Barca in a very comfortable position now with just 15 minutes to play. It really has. I'll tell you what, Robert, the goals he's scored tonight, I know the penalty, but the second and the third one, just vintage striker goals. So impressive. And to do that, I mean, just keep mentioning his age. It's almost not worth mentioning because he doesn't get any worse. He's still got the instinct. He's still in tip-top condition. And what he's done for tonight for Barca in their game of need, really, in such a big moment of the season, is imperative. And it just shows you how much we've missed him when he's not there. The sort of player who can make the difference, get 3 goals out of nowhere. And that stat Mark's just given us there. The fact that he now goes as Barca's joint top scorer this season pretty much says it all. I remember the header he actually scored away at Oviedo. And I just thought when that went in, what a brilliant piece of striker's football. And he does it again here off the post and in. Now Fermin comes forward for Barca himself. Is there another for Lewandowski in the middle? Oh, the goalkeeper and defender weren't too sure about themselves there. And it nearly fell to the pole.
And the keeper nearly fumbled it there with that attempt to punch it away. I was just thinking back right now to Tuesday when Robert Lewandowski and Hansi Flick went into the press room and gave the pre-game press conference prior to the game against Bruges. By the end of that press conference, Hansi Flick made a point to give Lewandowski his flowers. I remember he said, well, it's funny that I'm sitting here next to Lewandowski and none of you have asked me about Robert Lewandowski. I'm going to talk to you about how important Robert Lewandowski is to this team. And then he just sung the praise of Robert Lewandowski, spoke of the importance of him, of how both his and Dani Olmo's return to the team have upped the level of quality in training. And Robert Lewandowski here scoring the hat-trick, important for Barca, becoming the top scorer for Barca in La Liga today. with the few games he's played, 7
so
goals.
impressive.
Celta make their substitutions right now. But Hansi, very, very praiseful, if that's a word, of Robert Lewandowski during the week. And Robert Lewandowski, well, now returning the favour here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Flick knows what he's got with Lewandowski. He really does, and he backs him. He always will. That's exactly why he was in the lineup tonight ahead of Ferran Torres, who's also had a good season, and he's also got 7 goals. Of course, he got his 7th in the week in Belgium, but Flick knows what he's got with Lewandowski, and I think he realises that in these sorts of games, a tough game away from home, we're going to need goals, we're going to need that cutting edge, and that's what Lewandowski brings. It really is, and what a player, honestly. What a career he's had, of course, and he's still having one heck of a career here. The numbers he's racking up, even this season, again, just him and Hansi Flick feels like a match made in heaven, I must say. And, well, Alberto Rojas here has booked Frankie de Jong for, I must say, I did not think that was a foul at all, even a foul, but it's been given as a booking and a free kick to Celta.
Let's see the replay here. It's up high. The shove off, like forearm. Well, anyway, yellow card to Barca. Guys, on the live chat, we haven't done this in a while. Give me the fist bumps. I know you've got the Lewandowski emojis, but I put the 2 fists together, guys, on the live chat to celebrate this Lewandowski hat-trick. Mark, I'm putting you to the test. Is this has to be like the 2nd or 3rd Lewandowski hat-trick for Barca, right? I remember he scored in his first Champions League game for Barca. He scored a hat-trick in that one. There was a Valencia game as well. I can't think of too many others.
Yeah, I think Mario mentioned earlier as well, last season against Alaves, he mentioned.
Oh,
Alaves.
yes. Away at Alaves.
Yeah, 4th time.
4th time.
It's the fourth, as you said. Victoria, and it's 1 hat-trick per season. 1 hat-trick per season. Against Victoria Pilsen in the first one, against Valencia in the second one, against Alaves in the third one, and now the 4th season. We hope that it's not only the only hat-trick this season.
Oh, let's hope not.
Every season 1 hat-trick and the good score. Incredible. 6 goals scored in Balaidos in 3 games.
It's his favourite stadium, apart from playing at home, of course. Right.
Marek, you know what I was looking at before the game for my quiz at half-time? I was looking at what Lewandowski's favourite opponents were, and Celta were right up there, I think, in joint 3rd. I think only above them was Valencia and one other team, and maybe I'll ask you in a moment, because here comes Brian Zaragoza for Celta. It's well defended once, then twice, and that'll be a corner. I wonder now with that hat-trick where Celta rank in terms of Lewandowski's favourite opponents.
Well, I will have to search it, but it has to be very, very high, because he scored, I remember other goals, 2 goals of Lewandowski against Celta in that comeback that finishes with Cancelo goal. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That day,
Yeah.
Lewandowski scored twice that day. And the first season, let me check. I can give you the number of goals scored for Lewandowski against Celta. The first season, no goals, because that season Pedri scored at the Spotify Camp Nou, and then Ansu scored his last Barca goal in this stadium. Then the 23-24 season, Robert Lewandowski scored twice in Montjuic and twice in Balaidos, so it's 4. Last season, 1. Here in Balaidos, 5, and 3 today, 8. So 8 goals against Celta is the number.
It's got to be up there. It's got to be up there. I mean, I'll check as well at the end of the game, Mark, for previous halftime quizzes. But that was one of the questions to see where Celta rank in terms of
Rashford is injured.
Favourite opponents. Yeah, Rashford is down injured. Let's have a look. He's getting back to his feet. I think he's okay.
Okay.
I think it was more of contact rather than a muscle pull or anything. Yeah, it was. In fact, Rashford is fine. Here comes Celta then again themselves. Barca will have plenty of defending to do in the final moments here, and they do it well. It's going to be a corner. By the way, and amongst all of that, Roman and El Abdelawi came on for Celta. 2 more changes for them. They've now made all 5. Barca have still made 0.
Let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. That's the correct way of saying it, isn't it? We're in risky territory now at Balaidos. Mark, last year, it was around this minute that everything started to unravel.
Exactly this minute. So I don't want to say nothing until the 82nd minute is on the screen.
Absolutely right. It all happened last year. I'll tell you what, 2 brilliant pieces of defensive play
as
there.
you said.
Sorry, Mark, go.
Go, Mark.
Well done. As you said, in the 81st minute last season, Celta scored the 1-2. Goal scored by Alfon. But remember that day we were with 10 men. The red card received due to 2 yellow cards by Marcos Addo. And now there's something important also that Hansi Flick, as we commented, no substitution for the moment with Barca, so I think it could be a good card to play. I don't mean to make any changes, so not only to lose time, but to stop the rhythm. It could be a good way. But for the moment, I see that there's no players going to... Oh, I see 3 players. Yeah, finally. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Ignacy can show to you. I don't know, you can watch the images, but I see Gerard Martin and Andreas Christensen. So Gerard Martin and Andreas Christensen, they will come in. And as I said, I think this is tactical also. You can stop the rhythm with some substitutions, of course. There will be more added time. But with 2 goals ahead of Celta right now, it's time to put some tactical things also from the bench. And I think that Hansi Flick is going to do that.
Yeah, well, very interesting there. So Flick is finally going to make some changes. Almost remarkable. I'd like to see a stat there as to whether maybe Flick has ever gone this late without making any changes. We're going to get some footage here from the bench, see if we can maybe see some of those players getting ready to come on here. Barça, Robert, have done a good job in this second half of taking control of this game.
I think they've done a good job of just slowing things down on both ends.
Yeah.
We said it sort of dulled down, but that played in Barca's favour, really and truthfully. Possessions were probably a little bit less risky. There was less risk of losing the ball, although now I say it, and Lamine Yamal goes and gets dispossessed, and Celta managed to break out in transition, though Barca do very well to win the ball back. But yeah, just making the game a bit more boring, just to put it bluntly, played in Barca's favour in this second half. They were a bit more conservative on the ball. I think they took a little bit more care of it. Less opportunities came from that. In fact, the goal came from a dead ball opportunity from a corner kick. But that, in reverse, didn't allow Celta to surprise us, because maybe we weren't committing as many numbers forward. Maybe we were more compact. The tactical analysts will say what indeed Hansi Flick changed in this half, or what Barca changed in this second half. It was noticeable though.
Yeah, it really was. We'll be careful here because Olmo's slipped over. Elisha's won the ball back high up the pitch for Celta. You mentioned, Robert, nothing silly, please, in the dying moments. We don't want to concede here. It all feels pretty comfortable right now, but one goal could change things. A slip there, I think, from Carrera, and it's going to go out of play. It's Brian Zaragoza, in fact, who has slipped.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way out. 5 minutes to go, and here they come. Gerard Martin and Andreas Christensen going to come on here. So 2 changes for Barca. Their first changes of the night come in minute 85. Let's see who for you'd expect. Straight swaps maybe, or no? Olmo is off for Christensen. Great shift from Olmo today, despite not knowing he'd be starting. So Christensen, you'd expect, will just beef up the midfield. And Gerard Martin, let's see who he comes on for. You'd imagine Alejandro Balde. We'll get a confirmation of that in just a few moments' time. And it is indeed Balde. So Balde and Olmo off. Gerard Martin and Christensen on.
That's the one common theme, in Barca's games. Gerard Martin always gets a few minutes in the end of the game.
Barca bingo.
Yeah, it's the Barca, exactly. If that's on your bingo card, you can check it.
Well done. We haven't mentioned Eric Batman Garcia either enough today for how much I enjoyed that comment. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed his performance as well. I mean, Eric at right back, I know obviously it's going to be tough to see him more in that role given Koundé's importance in this team, but Eric is definitely a very valid option in that position.
Iago Aspas, good first piece of defending there by Gerard Martin. Just got a boot on the ball to shuffle Celta a little further wide. Now Iago Aspas again. Well, if there's one thing Gerard Martin will give you here, it's intensity, diligent defending in the final few minutes. Watch out here for Fermin, nearly got in behind. You do just feel now that Barca will calmly see out, or at least try to see out, the final few moments here, don't you? And correctly so. There's been a bit of a mess of that, hasn't he?
The Shark will come in.
Oh, the Shark's coming on.
There you go. Ferran Torres also going to enter the fray for Barca. Not many minutes he's going to get, but there you go. He's going to come on for Marcus Rashford, so Lewandowski is going to remain on the pitch.
There we go. Second window of substitutions for Barca. Marcus Rashford gets a yellow card, by the way.
Yeah, I think he didn't go off on the nearest exit point, if you like, and didn't go off on his side of the pitch. He decided to go across and kill a bit of time, and he'll take the yellow card for it. And those Barca supporters who've travelled quite a lengthy trip here today will be delighted with his display. 2.5 assists, really, again for Rashford. Yet again, just seems to keep on racking them up, doesn't he, numbers-wise?
He does indeed. A great performance from Barca. I do wonder how much of that substitution has to do with that knock he received a couple of minutes ago when he went down, stayed down, and struggled to get back up. Let's hope that that's nothing, that it's not factored into this substitution, or that it's not important. The good thing is that... here we go.
Fermin's in here, and it's going to fall to Lamine Yamal. Surely this is 5. It's off the post.
Another post.
Oh dear, and that's quite a high challenge that by Lewandowski. He's going to go into the book. Well, Robert, Fermin was in, and maybe was in to be, for what would have been a red card challenge, potentially was clean, and I'm not sure if the defender who was marking Lamine was close enough to him. And then, well, Lamine took it on himself. I must say, I was just waiting for the net to bulge. Alonso, again, who's made a few of those errors. I wonder whether that would have been a red, as it were. Play on Lamine. I mean, you'd expect him to score from there, wouldn't you? Lady luck not quite on Barca's side on that occasion. Let's just be thankful that was missed at 4-2 and not when things were level. I mean, it's a yellow and nothing more, to be fair.
It's a yellow and nothing more for Robert Lewandowski. A clear-cut chance there for Lamine Yamal. Marabrao, this is the 13th time that Barca have hit the post?
Yeah, it's the 30th time, and now we have to wait because I think there's something between Ilash.
Oh, Christensen's bleeding. Christensen's bleeding.
Yellow card for the moment. Yeah, it seems that it's an aggression. It's the good word, guys. Aggression, kind of thing. But
yeah, I mean, it's a piece of aggressive play.
But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Of course, it will be reviewed in the VAR.
It's a flinging of the arms, and there's contact with Christensen's
with the players.
Face. I think it's a use of the arms.
Yeah, no, it's not Ilash. It's Miguel Roman.
I don't think.
Well, the thing I want to comment, Robert, about the post is that, remember, I don't want to say this, but it was the same goal where Rafinha hit the post last season when we were winning 2-0. It could be that 3-0. Finally, Celta equalizes. The good thing is that post by Rafinha was at the 75th minute. Today we are now at least in the 90 minutes, so let's gonna hope that this post it would be different. So let's gonna check in a while how many minutes it would be added for the game. I can expect at least 5 about the substitutions, about everything that happened. Less than 5 it would surprise me. So for the moment it's 90 minutes. Christensen is coming back, and give me some seconds, and it's 6 minutes again. It's pretty much because I think that Barca didn't end the windows and nothing else happened on the pitch.
No, exactly.
But to be fair, I prefer to put more at the time in terms of general, than now.
Yeah, there was 6 minutes added on to the first half as well, and we thought that was a bit too much, although it did allow us to score that third goal. But the referee generous in his assessment of how much added time there should be in this game.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I agree. I mean, Barca barely used any windows, and in fact, Robert, before the Lewandowski goal, the ball had actually barely even been out of play because we barely even had any shots on goal. I mean, stuff like throw-ins and free kicks, sure, but I mean, there was very little. It's a typical game where you could have easily added on 3 minutes and no one would have batted an eyelid, I wouldn't say. On that Christensen one, I just think because there's blood, everyone's immediately thinking it must be a red. I actually think it's more unfortunate. It's probably the fact that his teeth have been caught with his gum, right? And it's ended up cutting it, and there's blood in it. It looks worse than it was. It actually wasn't that bad. He definitely catches him as he was swiping back, but it wasn't too bad. We've already played a minute here of the 6 added on, Robert. It's looking nearly as if this is going to be a really, really massive win in our season, I must say. And it feels like, for me, big weight off of our shoulders tonight. Looks as though things are going to go almost exactly how we would have wanted to today. Madrid dropping points. Barca in control here at Balaidos. Not an easy place to go.
This is what it would look like if Barca end up securing this result. Barca in second position, but now 3 points behind Real Madrid heading into the international break. And if it does end this way, we'll try and send the noise over to the capital of Spain.
Absolutely well. Madrid will be feeling it. They've not been playing well either in recent weeks. Maybe even more important than the poor results they've picked up to Liverpool and Rayo.
Yeah, a week of double defeat there.
Yeah, Yeah, well, the draw today, I suppose, isn't it?
Oh, it's a draw. It's a draw. Yeah, exactly, too.
But either way, I mean, no goals scored in either of those 2 games, and 2 almost will feel like a defeat, that one today for them against Rayo. I will say that, especially with the fact that Barça have look as though they're going to go on and win themselves, although nothing's done yet. Gerard Martin with some good defending there. Szczesny's got to get rid of this. He does get rid of it.
And he didn't do the 90th minute move he did in Bruges there. He did get fouled, but yeah.
One ball up here by Fermin. Ferran is fresh on and in the action. He's won that header too. Ferran Torres, ball to the back post, was a pretty good one, I must say. Good attempt. And when you've got Lewandowski lurking, it's often the right sort of idea to just swing it up to him.
You have to applaud the effort there of Ferran Torres. Always going to battle until the very end for the ball.
He did well on that occasion, I must say. But before Lewandowski's injury, Robert, Ferran and Lewandowski are working quite well up front together.
Yeah.
I think it was the game against Getafe. It works really well. And a few others, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I liked it quite a lot. And just wonder whether that's something Flick will think about in coming games. Now that he's got a few more options. You mentioned that hopefully we get to see Rafinha back too, as Barca just get to a little bit more strength and bodies in attack, which is going to help them through games like this one. And well,
I mean, just to get a sense of, this feels familiar. It would be nice to see Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski and Rafinha play all together. But, I mean, I'm not sure that's happened this season. Hang on, is that a second yellow for Frankie?
Oh, you're kidding me. De Jong's off.
Come on.
Jesus, I mean, we almost can't go one game, eh? Almost can't go one game without some form of chaos. And Frankie de Jong has been sent off. And I'll say something here. I mean, that is pretty harsh. I must say one there for that.
Ooh,
he catches Aspas.
But come on. He's competing for the ball. He treads on him. I mean, this means trouble for the next game against Athletic Club. Returning from the international break, Pedri will probably not be back. No. Frankie de Jong out now, suspended, and Casado will see Marc.
Yeah, we'll see. Of course, there's not any game that we can explain in a calmly way. So a lot of things happened there, and it's a pity. But, well, of course, Frankie de Jong will play with the Netherlands. There will be a lot of games, so, of course, maybe he will need some rest, but not this way. But, yeah, we have to wait for Casado. It seems not serious, but we have to wait for Casado. But I have to say that Dani Olmo, in this position of the midfield, not as an attacking midfielder, I like the way. And I see Hansi Flick right now complaining. Hansi, calm down. You are not Cholo Simeone, you cannot say a lot of things and not being seen off. You are not Xabi Alonso, you cannot say to the referee, I will think bad of this way. Okay, Hans is calm down and everything is fine. So 30 seconds to go, guys. Important win today after the draw of Real Madrid before the international break. I think it's one of the most important wins of the season.
Yeah, Marc, and you'll be interviewing the players after the game, so we'll listen to you there. Hopefully we'll get to hear from the scorer of a hat-trick today. We'll see if that's an option. We'll talk to you in post-game, Marc.
Okay, I'm going to the position. Another substitution for Barca. Hansi Flick will make another substitution, so Marc now will come in, maybe for the only minute. And then Lamine Yamal will go out. Lamine Yamal, who's going to shake hands with the referee. Oh, Lamine, go quickly if you don't want to be booked. So, yeah, guys, I will go to the position, and, yeah, I think it will be a good post-game. Remember, stay here to be the analysis. And, Robert, I think we can show the highlights today. I think it's the last game of the round. So big post-game today, guys. Big post-game. Reactions and highlights, so stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely. Stay tuned because coming up, we'll be showing you the 6 goals that happened in this game, and we'll be listening to some of the protagonists interviewed by our own Marc Brau.
Yeah, very exciting. I agree with Marc, by the way, Robert. This is, for me, one of the biggest wins of the season. In a way, a statement win. I think here to come here, play the way we've done.
At a tough stadium.
Yeah, tough stadium. It felt like it could have been a gloomy night for us, and I think we've really taken the game to Celta. Done very well indeed. That one's going to go all the way out of play. Surely now minutes away from full time, and there is the full time whistle. Barça have done it. They're going to go 3 points behind Real Madrid ahead of this international break. They've come to Balaidos and they have dominated. Conceded 2 goals from breakaways from the home team, but really Barça deserved to it. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick. Lamine got the other one. It was the Polish striker Show who will take home the match ball with him. He's the game's MVP, and rightly so. Celta Vigo didn't have enough to stop Barça, who march on in La Liga. Lewandowski, very much the man of the hour. It ends Celta 2, Barça 4.
Well, there you go. An important win at the Balaidos. Barca walk away with the 3 points, 3 goals for Robert Lewandowski as well. And Barca stick in that second position, but now 3 points behind Real Madrid. Good news and bad news in this game. Pablo, we're going to have to take a quick break here because we're going to be hearing from some of our protagonists very soon. And, of course, we'll be showing you the highlights. So I would encourage our viewers to stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned, people. Reaction and indeed the highlights. If you're not seen the goals, or if you want to see them one more time, they're coming up very soon.
Well, stay tuned. Posting. Well, Barca made the most of the opportunity and took away the 3 points from the Balaidos Stadium in a performance which had a little bit of everything. It was reminiscent in the first half of the 3-3 draw in Bruges, but Barca addressed the issues in the second half and put the game to bed with a Robert Lewandowski hat-trick. Lamine Yamal added 1-2 and 3 important points heading into the international break, Pablo.
Yeah, absolutely vital 3 points. It really was. We said it coming into the game. This is a golden chance for Barca. It's a golden chance they've taken. I'm delighted. I really think this is one of the biggest wins of the season so far. Nice statement victory. Crucial we got it. We played well with a better team and managed the second half, importantly so. We said, what will Flick change at half-time? He could tweak something with his team because we were a lot more probably conservative, I'd say, but then picked up moments well. Lewandowski, the man of the hour, of course. I'm sure we'll talk all night long about him, of course. And, hey, he really did steal the show for Barca. But in terms of the performance as a whole and the 3 points, more importantly, I'm buzzing. I'm delighted. I think the Barca fans will be too, if I'm being honest.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are very pleased with the level the team performed at. Let's go to Mark Brau with Robert Lewandowski.
With a hat-trick man today, Robert Lewandowski here in Balaidos. How are you? Good evening.
Good evening.
What a way to win again. You knew it before the Real Madrid got a draw. It was so important before the international break, and I don't know if you agree, it's one of the best games of the season.
I know, and also one of the craziest game maybe in this season, especially in the first half. We scored 3 goals, we conceded 2 goals, but in the end we are very happy because we won the very difficult game. We know that here always is difficult to play, but in the end we scored 4 goals, so we know that if we're going to win this game, we have 2 points less to Real Madrid, and not because of this. Also, we want to be there. We want to be always ready. And today we did everything what we wanted. Of course, we know that we have some point that to do better things. But I think during the whole season, also it's important to see what we can do better.
A lot of fans, Barca fans, told us during the game, we missed Robert a few weeks ago, so coming back with a hat-trick. Hansi Flick said that some of the experienced players, you have to help the team in the difficult situations, so are you especially happy to help the team with the 3 goals scored today?
Of course, I'm very happy because not only on my goals, but also how we played, and today we played as a team, and I think that also in this kind of games is important. And before the game, after what's happening in Rio, we know that, come on guys, this is so important games to coming back on the race, on the real race. But of course, this kind of game also helped us a lot, give us more power for the next games.
Te hago la última en castellano, Robert. Ahora viene un parón para coger fuerzas, pero es importante, ¿no?, llegar a solo 3 puntos del Madrid y con la sensación de que vuelves tú, vuelve Dani, vais sumando efectivos. Lo decía ayer Hansi, ha habido bajas muy importantes. Hay que ser optimista de aquí a final de año para poco a poco ir escalando posiciones.
Sí, claro, estamos en este momento muy contentos, que sabemos que tenemos muchos partidos hasta final de temporada y, por ejemplo, como hoy es muy importante si ganamos. A veces da igual cómo, pero tenemos otros 3 puntos. Y, especialmente que aquí para jugar no es fácil, siempre. La temporada pasada, hace 2 años, siempre tenemos aquí muchos problemas para ganar, pero en este momento hemos hecho 3 puntos y podemos mirar adelante. Tenemos ahora 2 semanas un poquito escaso de equipo, pero hay jugadores que van a selección, pero después volvemos y espero que vamos a jugar mejor y vamos a ganar también.
Se te da bien este campo, ¿eh? Gracias,
Sí,
Robert.
sí, claro.
Robert Lewandowski talking in Spanish that it's time to get back with national team, some players, but very optimistic about the way that Barca has won today and about the future.
There you go. The words of our protagonist, of Robert Lewandowski, of the MVP, undoubted MVP of the game, because if you score a hat-trick, I think you become the MVP automatically of a game. Let's take a look at Robert Lewandowski's 3 goals in that game. Let's take a look at the highlights of this 4-2 win at the Balaidos Stadium. Pablo, game which had a little bit of everything. Mark was saying to Lewandowski, one of the best games of the season. He said, yeah, one of the craziest as well.
Yeah, it really was. It did have everything. And we soon needed it here before even a goal went in, which went in pretty early, by the way.
This was 3 minutes and a half played.
Golden chances at either end, and this, which looked obnoxious, ended up being a handball from Marcos Alonso. It was a handball and converted by you-know-who, Lewandowski, his first of 3 of the evening to put Barca ahead and really put them in control. But it was a game that wasn't just going to be a comfortable, easy run for Barca, because this little bit looked as if it was going to be 2, and right down the other end it was 1-1.
Exactly, this Celta equalise, giving us flashbacks of what happened on Wednesday in Bruges. Happened immediately after that Marcus Rashford one-on-one, which was well saved by the Celta Vigo keeper. But this team, Barca, have shown us that conceding goal is no issue. They are going to react, and here there was a triple opportunity, 1 blocked, 1 hit the post, 1 saved by the keeper. Barca looking to get back into it, and they did so in one of the next opportunities with a Rashford to Lewandowski connection. It's super important, Pablo, that we get our superstar striker back into the rhythm of things.
Yeah, no, he absolutely is, and he is on red-hot form right now, it must be said. I mean, look at the chances we had in the first half, by the way. We're not even at that second goal yet, and that's what we were saying. We were playing good attacking football, and that was the frustrating part. And this is that second goal you were talking about. I must say, Rashford again, top assist of this season. It's a really delicious cross, and Lewandowski, he loves those. He takes those all day for Christmas, and he buries that through the legs of Radu. No chance for the keeper. It's a brilliant finish off the back of an excellent cross.
The placing of that cross by Marcus Rashford is just fantastic in between defence and keeper. But just 6 minutes later, Ferran Jutglar, the former Barca player, sets up a lonesome Borja Iglesias on the edge of the box. A bit, maybe it was lacking pressure. But Barca, once again, before half-time, come back.
Yeah, we didn't know if this was in or not. We were sort of paused and stood in silence for about 2 minutes. It was in. Lamine Yamal, again, Rashford causing issues. Elias took it off the toes of Olmo, but not off the feet of Lamine, who made no mistake. Right-footed, first-time effort, and he did the business. Second half, Robert, very few chances, very few, very scarce. That from Lewandowski, one of the only ones apart from his goal in a second half where Barca, well, they were calmer. They controlled the game more, but didn't really have to deal with anything from Celta, and then this, the winner.
That's just a sensational header by Robert Lewandowski. Getting the top of his head to it, to flick it backwards off of the Rashford cross. Marcus Rashford once again producing 2 assists. Maybe you said 2.5 assists in this game. Lamine Yamal could have made it 2 for himself here. Good pressure by Fermin. Lamine gets inside the box. Maybe running out of steam just a little bit. He manages to pull off the finish, and it hits the woodwork. That's the 13th time this season that Barca have hit the woodwork. Good attacking football from Barca. You mentioned, Pablo, fewer chances in the second half. At half-time, Barca had 14 shots, 8 on target, ended with 21 and 9.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, one more shot on target in the second half, and that may well indeed be the goal from Lewandowski, mightn't it? So that pretty much says it all. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I think in the first half we came out and we did our business. We did it. We came out. We got the goals. We put Celta on the back foot. The bad thing about the first half was that we were only winning by 1, and that we were letting Celta behind. But I think it does deserve a lot of credit the way that we rectified that in the second half. I really do, because it is something I thought, hey, maybe we're going to carry on getting chances, but with the way we're letting Celta in, this is getting one of those crazy games. And it wasn't. It was a much calmer second 45 minutes, and that certainly is positive. You know, we were able to be calm, to just dominate possession. I don't know about you, there were never really many moments or any in the second half where I thought, you know, I was very worried about Celta coming forward. No. It was pretty calm. Szczesny had little to nothing to do. And of course it helps when you've got a striker as good as Lewandowski who can dig you out a header with what felt like out of nothing, almost a half chance. More of a chance to flick it to the back post more than anything else, and he flicked it straight in, and that ultimately wins you games when you've got players as good as him. But I'm really pleased with tonight's game, I am. We said it before half-time. What is Hansi Flick going to do at half-time to try and just stop this barrage of opportunities on the counter-attack that Barca have been conceding, especially this week, the Champions League game and in the first half against Celta? And Barca somehow, I'm not sure what the tactical analysis is. That's for the tacticians out there. They managed to dial down the crazy of this game, and I think stop things at the origin. We saw a lot more of Barca players anticipating the move of the Celta player, receiving the ball from the defender with his back, not allowing him to lay it on to the next passer, to the next player involved, just cutting it at the origin. Either with a foul or with a higher recovery. Good anticipation. Barca did very well. I think and the stats reflected, just 1 shot on target in the second half. There were a few risks taken as well in the second half. Of course, that was because that was possible because we were in the lead. Obviously, you have to play with a bit more sense of urgency if it's still a draw or if you are if you're behind in the score. The other interesting thing was that Hansi Flick barely he moved his bench in the final 10 minutes of this game. I do wonder if the fact that we're going into the international break, there's no game in 3 days for these players, at least in a Barca uniform, if Hansi Flick thought, okay, I can stretch it a little bit more. Let's hear Marcus Rashford, who's with Maribel.
Helping Barca to win here in Balaidos. Hi, Marcus, how are you?
Yeah, very good.
Well, important win before the international break. You knew it before that Real Madrid got a draw against Rayo Vallecano. So how important was for the team to win here?
Yeah, regardless of what they do, it's important for us to try to perform at our best level. I think second half especially was much better as a team. I think we looked more together, more compact. So always good is what the game needed. We also had the last goal with Levy. So yeah, it's a positive day. But like you say, the most important thing is now we go into the break with these 3 points. And when we come back, we have to continue to push and to go forward.
The coach always said that the most important thing is to keep the identity, so to defend with a high line, to go press, and it seems that the team learned a lot and make a good first half. So how important was for the team just to don't think about the equalizers for Celta, so go on, and how important was for the team to arrive at the halftime with the 3-2?
Yeah, I think regardless of the scoreline in halftime, we have to continue to stick to the plan, and for me is clear. So we have to improve on this, and this is all we can do as players and the staff. We try to be the best that we can be on the pitch. Today was enough to win the game, but we have to improve because the next game maybe is different. So we have to be ready for this.
Let me ask the last one because we have the coach next to here. So Barca fans in the Barca live show said that the first assist you give today is your best assist this season. So do you agree with this? And comment with us, another 2 assists for you, Marcus, 8 assists this season for you.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Levy with a hat-trick today, so it's very good to be scoring lots of goals. But the most important thing is always the 3 points. So today we have this, so I'm happy for this. Happy for Levy with the goals and all round a good performance.
Congrats, Marcus, and thanks for attending us. The words of Marcus Rashford. I don't want to go in front of the camera because I have our coach here, Hansi Flick. We commented Hansi with Marcus Rashford the importance to win before the international break, but you always in the press conference are focused on the way and the mentality the team is playing. And I don't know if in a game like today everything was showed, the mentality and how the team is able to big efforts to do on the pitch.
Of course, after the 2 goals for us, they came back, but I think we controlled also in the first half the game. We made some mistakes and they used it. So two chances, then it's like it is. But we did it much better in the second half. Also control more the ball and the game, and of course, and we defend much better than in the first half.
Of course, and you said yesterday it's a long way until the end of the season, but in a round like today, how important is to get less points between the leader and you? You knew it before the game that Real Madrid dropped points against Rayo, so how important was also to win away in a place where all the Barca have won 2 times in the last 10 years?
We always look to us, so I think this is an important thing. But at the end is when you can make pressure on the opponent, then do it. And today was for us a perfect day. I'm really appreciate a lot about what we are showing. Also with the ball, it was really good. But especially in the second half, we fight, and this is good to see.
Last question, Hansi, about the Robert. You said yesterday, no excuses, but it's always we know that we have injured players important like Robert Lewandowski, what the team. How important in a young squad that you had, that experienced player like him was very important in a game like today, and how do you value that he's coming back scoring a hat-trick?
Of course, it's like he normally wants to do. He liked to score goals. I said this, I think also before the match, and I'm happy for him, but also for the team. It brings us or gives us more confidence, and we needed it more at the moment.
Thanks and congrats.
You're welcome. Thanks.
How could Hansi Flick talking with us and with all of you Barca fans, as you can listen to Marcus Rashford and Hansi Flick, very happy with all the things that happened here in Balaidos this night.
Well, thank you very much, Manuel. Keep the reactions coming if there are any more. Yeah, we heard from Lewandowski. Yeah, we were aware of the Rayo result, and you and Hansi now saying, yeah, but we need to focus on ourselves. So I feel like the approach is maybe a little bit different there. The players are always going to want to keep an eye and try and make the most of that opportunity. Hansi's like, okay, let's make the most of the opportunity. We need to do it every day, though, regardless of the opponent's result. But it was definitely a factor. It was something that was on the players' minds today.
Of course, it's one of those, isn't it? I wonder if years ago teams would have tried to escape it. I don't think you can escape it now. Everyone would have seen it, of course. You know, it happened a good few hours before kickoff. And I think what Flick's trying to get the message at is don't let yourself get fazed by the results. Yeah. If Madrid win 4-0, great. If they lose 1-0, great. If they draw 0-0, great. You know, we are coming here to do our job. I think he just wants his players to be fully focused. For the players, though, maybe it works. Maybe they look at a result like the 0-0 draw today and they have to say, guys, today we cannot afford anything other than a win. This has to be a win tonight. And to be fair, Robert, from what I saw from the team, that's very much the mentality I saw. And I'm happy about that. I think ultimately, sometimes it is good to just say, hey, we need the 3 points, let's get them.
Hansi Flick is in the press room. Let's listen to it live.
Bé, bona nit. Benvinguts a la roda de premsa del nostre entrenador, Hansi Flick. Les preguntes hauran de ser en anglès, no hi ha sistema de traducció, així que recordem una pregunta per torn, nom i mitjà. Comencem aquí amb Catalunya Ràdio. Mireia, sisplau.
Bona nit, Mireia Ruiz en directe a la TDT de Catalunya Ràdio. Li preguntarem a Flick si marxa una aturada de seleccions satisfet amb el que ha vist avui. It's been a crazy match today with lots of goals, the unexpected last-minute injury of Caçador. Despite all these circumstances, do you go into the international break feeling satisfied with your team tonight?
There's only one word, yes. We want a little bit more, okay, but then you have to, maybe your question is a little bit different. So, of course, I'm really happy and I appreciate a lot what I saw today. I think at the moment it's like, especially in the first half, we made some mistakes, more mistakes than in the second half, and they use it. They used 2 mistakes for a goal, came back, but what I saw also in the first half with the ball was really good. So we controlled the game. Second half we controlled the game. It was a really good match with the ball from us in the second half, especially in the second half we defend much better.
Hola, Hansi, Marta Ramon de RAC1. Li preguntarem a Hansi Flick si la segona part d'avui pot ser un punt d'inflexió i què ha fet per veure aquesta millora de l'equip. What have you changed to see the improvement that the team experienced in the second half? And do you think this second half can be a turning point for the rest of the season to see this level of performance?
And football is always like that. It doesn't count what happens in the past. So it's always about the next match. But of course, I think also the second half give us confidence also for the next matches. And this is what we need. And today, we normally look always on ourselves, and I think it's the best way. But when you can make pressure on the opponent, then it's a good way. And we did it, and I'm very happy for the team, for the club, for the fans. I like what I saw, especially in the second half.
Buenas noches, mister. I would like to know what's your opinion about that, about everything.
This is too early. So it's for us. Everyone knows about this situation, and after the injury, I can see a different Robert Lewandowski. He's really positive, and he came back very early, and it's good. And for him also, for his confidence, it's really great to score 3 goals today, and of course for us important when you score 3 goals. So it was last season the same, and important also for us for this match.
Hi, Flick. Hola, Flick. Elena Condis de la cadena COPE. De Jong has sending off because he saw 2 yellow cards, so you couldn't count with him against Athletic Club de Bilbao. Do you think that is it unfair, and can you analyze his match? Thank you very much.
His match, or
yeah,
not great. I think he controlled the game. He was very important for us, really to control this game. He's playing at the moment on an unbelievable level, and this is really good to see. Of course, it's not good that he had he's booked for next match, because it's also for us important to have it, and especially in this game. But at the end, we have to manage it. It's I think Pedri come back, Rafa come back, so John maybe also. So we will see. We will manage it.
Últimas 2 preguntas, last 2 questions.
Hola, Hansi, ¿qué tal? Raúl Fuentes de Radio Marca, felicidades por la victoria. It's the third break of the season. In September, there was a lot of talk about your comment, ego and success. In October, the loss in Sevilla. Are you hoping for a quiet break now?
For us, it's always like that. So it's better to go with a victory in the break than you lose. So I think for everyone, when you see the dressing room, it's now they are very proud of also what they played, especially in the second half. For everyone, it's good, and hopefully everyone comes back really healthy.
Sí, si funciona, sí. Hansi, Paul Ballús para...
I wanted to know if this game and the second half is sort of an example to convince your players on the way you have to play, and it's a point to prove for you as well, and to prove this is how we want to play just from now on.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like I always think about to say something about the experts in former players or former coach. But no, I will not do it. I'll give you too much things to speak about, and it's too much noise for us. Yes, it's for me. It's like that. We will analyze this match, and I said before, really not the excuse that we have a lot of injured players. Now hopefully everyone comes back. Gavi, Mark, they need a little bit more, but so at the end it's nothing happened. So we are also in the Champions League. Of course, normally we want to have 2 points more, but I think the point in Bruges was very important for us, and so I think we are right. So on the way in LaLiga, but also in Champions League, and the cup will come, and and we analyze every match, and we try to make things after every game better, and this is our job, what we want to do, and how we also do it after this match. It was not everything good. We will speak about this, but for me the most important thing that they have the confidence, believe in that what we are doing, and especially the second half was a good example how we want to do it.
Fins aquí la roda de premsa de Hansi Flick. Gràcies.
There you go, the words of Hansi Flick in the press conference. Happy about the 3 points. Of course, things will be analysed, the game. They will take a look at it once again. Things will be corrected. He almost went into it a little bit saying, okay, well, you're the experts, but no, he held himself back. And very praiseful of Robert Lewandowski as well, hoping as well that we will get back important players like Pedri, Rafinha and Joan Garcia very soon. Another important player who's come back recently and who started today was Dani Olmo, and Marc Brau is next to him.
We are next to another of the important players to win here this night in Balaidos. We will start the interview in Catalan. Què tal, Dani, com estàs? Bona nit.
Hola, bona nit.
Hem parlat amb Marcus Rashford, amb el Hansi, amb el Robert, i tots destacàveu, no? Evidentment s'ha de pensar en nosaltres mateixos, però el Madrid havia punxat i avui era un dia important, no? Fora de casa en un camp difícil i heu tret els 3 punts per reduir el desavantatge.
Sí, això mateix, era important guanyar, era un camp difícil i jo crec que l'equip ha fet un gran partit. Al final hem de millorar coses, això és evident, però estem contents, estem satisfets de la victòria i l'objectiu que era guanyar.
No sé si heu arribat reforçats al descans amb el 2-3, ho dic perquè el míster ahir deia que s'havia de ser fidel a la vostra identitat i us han fet gols molt ràpid normalment, però sempre us heu aixecat. No sé si això us ha donat encara més moral per poder fer una bona segona part amb més control.
Sí, al final és la gana de l'equip de marcar un gol, que t'empatin, però de seguir jugant de la mateixa manera, de la mateixa gana i fins i tot més, de la mateixa filosofia. Ho tenim clar que si continuem així i tots estem al 100%, celebrarem grans coses junts, o sigui que aquesta és la idea, anar tots junts fins al final i a guanyar.
quan retransmetíem partit teus al futbol formatiu jugaves de 9, després vas passar a jugar de mitja punta i ara estàs jugant una mica més d'interior. Tu sempre has destacat per jugar en posicions ofensives, però no sé si també t'estàs sentint cada cop més còmode quan et toca jugar un pèl més baix al mig del camp.
Sí, em sento bé. Al final el míster em coneix en aquesta posició de 8-10, amb una miqueta més de llibertat. També ho puc fer, o sigui que cap problema. M'he sentit bé també baixant una miqueta més per rebre més pilots, o sigui que content al final per la victòria, que és l'important.
Ja per acabar, Dani, no has marcat un hat-trick, però també t'hem trobat a faltar, però tampoc ha estat malament el hat-trick de Lewandowski, no només vosaltres, no? Però important també que aneu recuperant jugadors, i més si encara el Robert ha estat tan inspirat com avui.
Sí, Robert és un jugador molt important, avui ho ha demostrat també, i bueno, el necessitem així com avui al 100% i segur que ens donarà molts més gols i molts més bons partits.
Enhorabona, Dani, gràcies.
Moltes gràcies.
The words of Dani Olmo commenting on Robert Lewandowski. I will translate a little what Dani Olmo said. He said the same as Hansi Flick and Marcus Rashford, that Real Madrid dropped points against Ryan was very important to win here. And he talked also about the mentality of the team. We asked him about the possibility to get to the halftime with a draw and how the team showed a good mentality to end at the halftime with a 3-2 up of Celta Vigo. He said that it's very important for the team to keep this confident way of playing in the attack mode, and also for the second half with more control. And the last question was, the third question was about the position he played in the midfield. He always played as an attacking midfielder, was a number 9 when he played in La Masia. Now he's playing usually in the position where, for example, Pedri played in the second position of the midfield, and he said, whatever the mister wants to me, I will play for this. And the last question was about Robert Lewandowski and Dani Olmo. I asked him, we missed you, both of you, but of course, Robert Lewandowski with the hat-trick coming back, and he also said that it's very important that players like Robert Lewandowski played in this way just to help the team. Just to end the connection, because Hansi Flick were on the press conference room and we have to go quickly to the Vigo airport to come back to Barcelona. I will give you my points of the player of the match. I have to say that I have to remember what I sent to you, Robert, but of course the 3 points has to go to Robert Lewandowski. Full hat-trick with the Barca shirt, and an incredible performance again for him. 6 goals scored in Balaidos in 3 games, so he deserves a lot the player of the match. And I will give 2 points for Marcus Rashford, not only for the 2 assists, because he missed a big chance before the 1-1 of Carrera, and I think that the way he put it up and the way that he changed the mentality to give the 2 assists was very important. And I will give 1 point to Lamine. It was between Eric Garcia, who played very strong in the in the right back position, but I think that Lamine scored a goal, hit the post also. It was very important to win these 3 points here in Bali. So guys, I will give you the connection back. Barca is going back to Barcelona with the 3 points. We're only 3 points behind Real Madrid on the standings. Now 2 weeks for rest a little, other players to play with the national teams, and then in 2 weeks we will go with the Barça Athletic Club de Bilbao. That's going to see in with the stadium, but from Vigo with love, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Marc. We'll see you after the international break. An important game, of course, against Athletic Club. Those were Marc Brau's votes for player of the match. Robert Lewandowski, 3 points. Rashford, 2 points. And Lamine Yamal, 1. Pablo, what are you going with?
I could have gone for the front 3. I went for something a little bit different. I also went for 3 for Lewandowski, but I wanted to pick out Olmo and Eric Garcia. I think Lewandowski with 3 goals, 3 points. It makes sense. He was the MVP. The difference maker, but I think Olmo coming in cold, not knowing he was starting, literally sat on the freezing bench in his big puffer coat, and as the players were walking out being told you got to start, and the way he played in that sort of 8-10 lower down role that he was just talking to Marc about, I thought he was excellent. I thought he linked midfield and attack really well. Probably Olmo's best performance in a Barca shirt this season, actually. And then I want to give a point to Eric as well, because in the mask, back at right back, I thought he was brilliant. Really, really good. Kept things ticking over there. I know it's really harsh not putting Rashford in after 2 assists and 2.5, if you like. And hey, Lamine could have got there, could have got some points too. But I wanted to give some recognition to those 2 because I think they deserved it.
Okay, those are your points, Pablo. Mine, unanimous, of course. Hat trick of 3 points for Robert Lewandowski. 3 points for him. Sensational in coming back. He's going to be super important in going forward. The knack for scoring goals, for being in the right position, to just get his head in, for example, in that corner kick, to make the read of where the Rashford cross is going to go. Robert Lewandowski, just the top scorer when he's in form, and unfortunately for Barca, he's missed time twice already due to injuries this season. Let's hope that he can stay healthy. He said in the press conference the other day, I actually think it would be good for me to play with Poland in the international break because it'll give me like playing time. It'll allow me to gain rhythm and come back strong for that return after the international break. So let's hope that is the case. Marcus Rashford, 2 assists, 2 points. He continues to contribute in the goal production for Barca. I thought, especially in the first half, he was an absolute menace with Mingueza. Then they corrected that in the second half. As a matter of fact, they changed his marker and quieted him down a little bit. But then he comes up with an assist from a corner kick. Yet another one this season. And I thought that Dani Olmo was put in a tough position today because he probably thought, okay, well, I'm starting from the bench, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, Marc Casador's not available. Olmo, you're in. And he played very well. He played the full 90 minutes, was it? No, he got substituted by Christensen, but still. Bright signs in Barca's future if Dani Olmo is available and ready and fit to go. So, with all of that, here are the total points for player of the match. Lewandowski 9 points, Rashford 4, Olmo 3, Lamine Yamal 1, and Eric 1. With all of these results in matchday 12 in La Liga, Barca right now are in second spot with 28 points. I was just looking at it, Pablo, here on the La Liga website, and right now Barca are the team by far with the most goals scored, 32. But those 15 goals conceded is something that needs to be corrected heading into the future.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be a big topic of discussion, I think, tonight, really, that Barca played really well with a better team, came forward loads, scored a great amount of goals at Balaidos, which I'll be right in saying that they haven't conceded more than 1 at home this season in a singular game. To go and score 4 there is pretty impressive. But again, defensively, we are leaking too many goals. You look at the teams we're competing with, they're conceding a lot less. It's something we're going to really have to look to touch up on. After the international break, that game against Athletic Club, that's a really tough game. I know they haven't made the best of starts. They won 1-0 today over Oviedo with a Nico goal. I think you see them there sat down in 7th, but without De Jong, without Pedri, potentially without Casador.
We'll see.
Hey, there's going to have to be some readjustments in that midfield.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who's back after the international break. Let's cross our fingers, touch wood, hope for the best. Because, we haven't done all that well in past international breaks. But we will be back in 2 weeks for that game against Athletic Club. Until then, stay safe, culés, and stay tuned to all of the Barca channels for all the latest. Barca won 3 points today. We celebrate it, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye-bye. Visca el Barça.
Visca el Barça. Adeu.